Color match.
There we go. We got a lot. Oh shit, we match. I just realized we match. I'm looking. We match. Oh shit, this is very homoerotic here. You know, we're talking watches. You know, especially what goes on in the watch community. You know, I'm not wearing Skechers sneakers though. That's the one thing. But I was what were we talking? So okay, okay. You know, we're gonna do a review of your collection. We'll do an interview. This is the Duke Omar interview. I
brought a few of my watches, including the one I got from Dial Market. So I didn't.
Okay. Shit. Okay, hold on a second. Should we run through the Kevin O'Leary thing real quick first?
Yeah, let's do it. It's your
let's do it. Let's do a quick, real quick. But do you have time? How much time do you have?
I think until 6, I'm good for the next.
Oh, you good? Oh, you know what? Okay, you know what? Then screw Kevin O'Leary because I'd rather do the thing with you.
I can go longer. It's Friday, so it's totally cool. I'm good.
You do? Because you might take a while. It might take a while. It might take. Okay. I'll do Kevin O'Leary. Are you familiar with Kevin O'Leary's collection? By the way.
I am. Yeah.
We'll go through it real quick. It's pretty basic. Okay.
It's a very, very simple caliber. It's a.
Hang
to watch that is what I would call unisex. Watch a lot.
There it is. Okay. So you know, I think with his, we'll go through his thing real quick. So you know,
what do you think the interviewer is wearing? I can't tell whether that's a Jacques Dro or a.
Ooh. Oh, it's gotta be an FP Journe. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, it's gotta be an FP Journe because I think it is. I think this guy. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can. Okay. Oh yeah, FP Journe.
Okay.
It's got to be FP Journe. It's got to be. Yeah. You know the deal with those guys is they had. I think they were an AD for FP Journe.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah, Watchbox or Govberg, whatever they call themselves. I think they were an AD. For a long, they put them on the map. They basically put FP Journe on the map, and then they got dropped by Journe. But they basically built up their whole market, and now they're spruiking. What is it called? They're spruiking. Oh shit! What's the brand that they're spruiking? That shitter brand. It looks like a speculum thing. It looks. What the hell is it? It's De Bethune. De Bethune. Bethune.
Yeah, they've really been spruiking that one. Yeah.
They own half of I think they own 75% or most of it.
Wow.
There we go. We got another aristocrat. We got Baron von Noob.
What vintage just two-tone model would you recommend? Well, given your experience with Rolex, with the gold phone, I don't know. Can you recommend it? Can you even recommend a two-tone now?
No. As long as it's not the. By the way, it's funny. I'm actually wearing right now the Submariner, and which has, see the clasp. It's flat. It's not. So this is not. It's not like that solid piece. So this is not going to fall out. It's kind of. I think it's plated or something, or I don't know what they did, but it's like. This is not going to fall, but the problem is it looks like shit. It looks, I hate these old style clasps. It looks like shit, But I don't like their ceramic. I just was wearing this out today. But I don't know, Duke, what would you recommend? You're not a Rolex guy though. You're anti-Rolex.
I just have that Air King. I have that stainless steel Air King. The Rolex that I really like the one that you just got. I like the gold, the substantial gold.
No, you don't like. You're being polite. You're trying to be. No,
I'm not. I actually do. I really do like them. No, I really do like them. I want to get one. I just haven't. They haven't presented me with one that I would really like. Like they've given. I think the only one that I've been presented with was a platinum one, which I didn't really care for. It was a little too gaudy for me.
Okay, platinum. I think they're kind of. I mean, when you say, I think the listen, they're not hard to get because you're looking for precious metal, right? So
yeah, that's right.
I think any date or most Rolex precious metal you can get like without any issues anywhere. There's no and you can get probably a discount like or yeah, small, very small.
Yeah, I'm really looking. I'm really looking for like rose gold or yellow gold primarily. I know platinum is considered a precious metal, but I don't know.
It's an industrial metal. It's an industrial metal. You know that
Well,
you're an engineer.
Precious. Yeah, I don't care for
platinum is it's industrial applications. Would you go 36 or 40?
I prefer the 36. I
can
big wrist. It fits on my wrist, but I actually like the 36 better.
Interesting. Okay. Wow. So would you get what? Like you talking about date or you a different model? Which model?
No, I would go for the date. I would go for the date. Okay. Yeah. I really like the.
Okay.
I really like the rose gold one. But
you're a rose gold guy.
I'm sorry.
You're a rose gold guy. Most of your watches now are rose gold, no?
Yeah. Well, no. Yes, that's true. Majority of them are. I have some yellow gold as well, but most of them are rose gold.
What's the
I was thinking of mixing it up by putting in white gold, but one problem I have with the white gold is it's just too often mistaken for stainless steel.
Well, not if it's a date because the bracelet you can't mistake it.
Everybody knows that's precious metal. Yeah, right.
Yeah. It also it's just so it's just almost it's the white gold. So if you were thinking of white gold, what would you get?
That's a good. So I wasn't thinking of white gold. I really wanted the rose gold or the yellow gold for it. But if I were to go with the white gold, it definitely would be the date. I'm not sure which dial because they changed the dial colors. So I think one they showed me, which wasn't for sale when they showed it to me, was I think like either the white or the silver dial or something like that. The stick dial. Didn't care for it.
Yeah, no. By the way, what's on the wrist? We got to do the wrist check.
Oh, the Metropolis.
Oh shit! Wait, it's back from service?
It is, yes.
What did they do to it? Hang on a second. Pull it back so we can see. We can't. It's not so clear. It's not so clear. It's hard to get. It's hard to get.
Let me see if
that is an amazing watch. We got to see that in like.
Can't see it clearly.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't get close. Try to move it down, move it back.
There we go.
Actually, move. Okay. I think that's as good as it's gonna get. Okay. Wow. And that's rose, right? That's rose gold.
That's rose gold, yeah. So it's got brushing, and then it's.
The case is brushed on the side.
Yes.
Turn
so
it
over. Really nice. It does a really nice contrast.
Oh, it's not thick.
No, it's not. It's quite thin.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Shit, I love that watch.
I love this watch.
Let's see the back. Let's see the back.
All right, let me see if I can show it.
Oh shit! In the clasp. You know what I love about those clasps? The AP logo on the. I love that. You know the problem I had. The reason I missed out on the AP Perpetual. I was looking for that. The one that they had the Perpetual. They were like $8,000, under $10,000 a few years ago. And I was looking. Okay, I want to have this, and I want to have that deployed because they did some with that deployed clasp. I said I gotta have that deployed clasp. And there was only a few, and they were all very. But I love that clasp. I mean, that's like my favorite clasp.
I love this clasp. It's actually very comfortable. It doesn't pinch at all. That was, by the way, with the few Metropolises that were available. I think when I was looking, there were like 4 that were available. 2 of them were in platinum, and only the platinum ones at that time had the original clasp. Like they had put some other. They had probably resurrected it.
Yeah, they've done some. Wait, let's see the watch on your wrist. Let's see the thing. Okay. We can't even. Okay, maybe a little bit close. Wow. Okay. Okay, so we can't see it very well here. We may have to maybe pull up an old video, but this is so it's a perpetual calendar,
Yes.
perpetual calendar, and GMT. You got it's a world time. It's a world time.
Yeah.
It's not a GMT. It's a world time.
Yeah, that's right. That's the actually I have it here. The world time. It's backward. It's whatever the camera stuff. So that's the world time. Yeah, I mean it's a super cool watch.
Oh, let me tell you something. It's. I think there was a few watches that, I think like at the beginning of the year, I was like, okay, I'd like what would that's one of the few watches I would actually. It's not like on my list like that watch, but the right one.
You're right. When I mentioned it to you, you said, "Wow, that's crazy," because you were looking at you wanted to buy one yourself.
No, because you texted me. You said texted me. There's like. Oh, do you think just randomly say, oh, I'm looking, I don't know if you got it already. And you said, like, what do you think? Like, maybe you thought like, I would think it's like a bullshit. I don't know, whatever. I was like, shit, it's like, if I knew where you got, I would have bought it. I would have immediately bought it. And you got an amazing deal. Okay. So
I got an amazing deal on it.
You traded your Daytona, right? The Daytona.
That's right. That's right.
Darth Vader, which is, what I call the black ceramic, whatever it is.
Black dial, black ceramic, yeah.
For this watch, and and this is a full set watch, also.
It is. It came with the original box, original papers, with the the perpetual calendar setting pen or pin or whatever. Yeah.
Now what you sent it in for service? Like, what was wrong with it? Like, what did they have to do to it?
So it was not. I think with some of these older perpetual calendars, I think I may have tried to set the date or the time, like set. I may have tried to set it when I wasn't supposed to, even though I thought I was careful about that, and I think that kind of either damaged or just caused it to not work. So I sent it in for service. I told them not to polish it or to do any of that because it was in phenomenal shape. So I didn't really want to do any of that. But it's come back. It's working perfectly now, and they did a fantastic job with the service. It just looks. I mean, it's hard to see.
Hold on a second. No, when you said it stopped working, like it just wouldn't work, basically?
Actually, it was keeping time, but the perpetual calendar piece was not. So I was keeping the time, but the perpetual calendar part was not.
Day and date? The day and dates were not moving.
The day, the dates, and the day and the date was not.
Wow,
working.
okay. Yeah. Okay, and how much did it cost you? What did they charge you for this?
They charged me $1,200.
No, it's shockingly low. I mean, I don't know what they did. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was like, maybe they just put in some WD-40. I don't know.
Probably popped it open and just I don't know what they did. I asked them for detail, and they said that the service.
And it was quick.
It was quick. Actually,
it was quick.
I thought it would take a year.
What did they tell you when you gave it to them? They said how long would it take?
They said it would take because the perpetual calendars they're taking about anywhere from a year to 18 months.
But they gave it to you like in a month or something. 2 months?
2 months. 2 months.
Wow. So I'm impressed.
They apparently so their first step, they have I think their US based service center is in like a Dallas or something like that, somewhere in Texas. Okay. So they sent it there, and I think they do the preliminary evaluation there, and then it turns out that they could actually fix it there. Okay. If it has to go to Switzerland, then it would take a lot longer.
Okay. Hang on. Okay, Duke, hang on a second. I need to check. I need to check on the stew. Hang on a second. Let me. Yeah. I'm gonna put it. I'll be back in a minute. Let me roll the Kevin O'Leary. Meanwhile, hang on. Right. Let me roll this guy. And meanwhile, hang on. Let me pull it. Let me get the good. Okay, hang on a second. Why? Okay, hang on. Okay.
The road is calling.
Right. It's always nicer when a watch commemorates a certain occasion, a person, a celebratory event.
I think the majority of pieces like this really are tied to something in someone's lives.
Right.
You deal with people every day.
Yep.
They must be coming in saying, look, my son just graduated. I want that steel white-faced Daytona,
Right.
whatever it is. It's moments, and that's why watches have remained for hundreds of years very important for people.
Right. Right. Some you can't put a value on, like we said.
Well,
and
so many of these you can't put a value on.
And it's also cool when you're involved in the process,
Yes.
right? And you wait, you know, it's you have a higher level of appreciation when, you know, you need to wait it out and go through the whole process. And
Every year, George, I've got 4 or 5 baking in the oven. Like somebody's pregnant making my watch. And, you know, some of the greatest watchmakers on earth. I'm very excited. I'm having dinner with Roger Smith this week. You know, my time is coming. I've been working on thinking which series.
Mm-hmm.
What
you and I have discussed what to get.
Yeah. I mean, I'm really excited.
Wow, so he's having dinner with Roger Smith. I thought Roger Smith, I didn't realize he was still alive. I thought he might have passed. Or is this an old man?
Yeah, I think Roger Smith is like I think he's like a relatively young guy. I mean, like, you know, young. I mean, he's like, you know, 50s, 60s. I think he's in his 50s or 60s.
Okay.
It's funny. I saw this thing. I was like, man, I'm surprised that Kevin O'Leary would get because that's not a flashy watch. Roger Smith is not a flashy watch. That's like basically like a handmade breguet. That's what I don't like about it. It's basically like a breguet. I mean, it's like a breguet, just like a bespoke breguet, if you will, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But okay, Duke, let's forget about Kevin O'Leary. We don't want this mooch.
I just figured out the camera stuff, so I think it might be coming in a little bit clearer now.
Okay, let's get it closer. Let's get it closer. Oh shit, here we go. Oh shit, there we go. Oh shit. Okay, now take it off the wrist. Let's see the right. Oh no, it is right side up. Wait, is it? Hang on, which way is it?
Yeah.
The punters need to see this. Okay, okay, it's a little bit out of focus. Oh, I think you have to. You know what it is? Here we go. Oh shit, there we go. Hold it right there. Oh my god. Wow. Okay, so at the bottom for the punters, that's your world time. Oh yeah, and what's interesting, we can't see the detail, but the dial has a texture almost like that grenade texture that you see on the Aquanaut. That kind of
that's
grenade.
right. You can't really see it. Maybe it's the lighting or the camera is just not focusing enough. Yeah, but that's right. It's like the grenade texture. Yeah.
No, it's unbelievable. Hang on, we got super chats. We got to address the super chats. We got aristocrats here. Baron Von Noob. Oh, hang on. He was asking about. I think he was asking about two-tone.
That's right. Which two-tone?
We didn't answer. Let's. What you have a suggestion? If you're going to get a date just for Rolex, date just, which one would you get? Do you have any suggestions?
Yeah, the only one I really for two-tone for Rolex, the only other one I really like are the Yachtmasters with the metal dials. I think I like those two tones. The thing is, the one I tried on recently it felt a bit big, but not too big. I really like that. So as far as
I can't believe it felt big for you. I mean, you have a giant wrist. I don't know how it could have felt this.
Yeah, but I kind of like it on the smaller, like so it didn't feel like it didn't fit, but I wished it was maybe like 40 and felt like 43 or something, 44.
You have to get, you know what it is? I think what happens, and I see, if I go from wearing like the Yachtmaster to like a 36 watch or whatever, everything else feels small. And then when I go back,
I see.
I like it. You know, what I like is that it's the dial. It's a little bit easier to read almost. Like it's just, true. I'm fine with it, but. So I would say, you know what? If this guy's going to get a vintage date, just you got to go with the classic. I think the best buy with Rolex and the one which has most upside is the Turnograph. If you can find a Turnograph two-tone from like the 70s, or you can get one probably for like around $5,000 two-tone, or you get the all-time classic. You get the the 80s, the Rolex Datejust two-tone champagne dial. With the Jubilee. That's the classic. That's the classic.
I love the Jubilee bracelet too. Yeah. Two-tone.
In two-tone looks amazing. And it's such a classic. That watch. It's like, I think this guy's like in his 20s, so it's like a very vintage. It's like a cool look. It's like somebody in the 20s. I think it's a cool look. if you're like 70, it looks a little bit like whatever. But if you're like in your 20s, it looks like it's a very sophisticated look.
So I've got to look. Last time I was looking at turnographs because I really like those. There weren't on Chrono 24. There weren't very many available, and the ones that I saw were going for like, I think the least expensive one I saw was like 15, and then it was going up to like 25-ish. Was with the turnograph? Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Turnograph?
Yeah. It was on Chrono 24, and admittedly, it was a while back, so it was like maybe 4 or 5 months ago.
You're talking Rolex turnograph?
Yeah, but this was a full gold, so it had a gold strap.
Oh, full gold. Yeah.
Yeah, not just not leather. I was actually finding the.
I don't think you want it though. You don't want
I saw the Vacheron turnograph, which they probably copied from a Rolex. Was very cool.
Yeah,
that was available, and that was actually around the same price range. So, but I held off, and now it's probably going to be super expensive because the one I saw was in Italy on Chrono 24.
Yeah. No, I think with a Rolex turnograph, you really don't want that bracelet because it's going to be that jangly old. Rolex bracelets until the last, what is it? The modern ones, they're garbage. They're really just trash. I'd rather wear it on a strap. I really much rather wear it on a strap. It's like much rather. But I think if this guy were.
So I was going to say, I think the one I saw was all gold. So if you're right for the two tones now, I'm seeing, they're like $4 grand. Yeah, much
$4 grand. Yeah, it's slow. I think solid. Actually, I saw in Chrono. There's a few nice ones. I was just looking through turnographs, and there was a few solid gold ones in a really crispy condition. I think there's one right now which is with a full, with a bracelet. But there was one with because the one thing you want to make sure that the bezel has the very crisp. What do you call it? The whatever they call it, machine, whatever turned, whatever it is. It's got to be crisp.
Yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. This one, it's this is but this is all gold. And this is like 38 grand. This is in Hong Kong.
That's crazy.
It's a beautiful piece. It's like Clou de Paris on the dial as well. But,
I think you can get I think a turnograph, a solid gold, just head only for like probably 10. A good one is probably like 10, 11 grand right now. Head only.
Is that right? Okay, I'll have to check it out.
Probably. But it's interesting. But listen, but you were also looking at the Vacheron, which is kind of like that's like the real oddball one. I think that's a great watch. I would love to get that watch also. If I can get that at the right, I would get that watch in good condition. If I can get, I'd love to have one. Even though I have 2 turnographs, like you can never have enough. No, it's a cool watch. It's got its own like very special, and it's a Vacheron. I'm not like a Vacheron guy. It's like that's like it's very elegant, that watch.
Yeah. So this one, the ones that I'm seeing on Chrono 24, they're like 4 of them, and they're like 16, 17 grand. So they're not.
That's high.
They're not. This is what do you call it? Unnegotiated, right? So who knows what they'll actually sell. But there's Italy, Singapore, and HU. Would that be Hungary? So yeah.
Listen, look at this. You got a Carrera Rose Gold Chrono.
Mm-hmm.
AD invite him to the F1 Grand Prix. Aren't the tickets the tickets are expensive? Aren't they expensive? Like, isn't that this is like shit. There must be big margins or something. There's got to be like, holy shit, that's like a big thing to get invited to the. Is it the good seats? The VIP? They're probably going to give you like a good thing there. That's pretty cool. But I think if this guy got, I think if you got
I'm trying to picture the Tag Heuer Gold Chrono. Tag Heuer.
Oh, the VIP lounge. The VIP lounge. It might be worth it buying the watch just for that, actually. You're gonna have like the supermodels there.
So this is okay. I think I've seen this one. Okay, interesting. That's an expensive watch too. It's like 23 grand.
Come on, what do you think? This is come on, Duke. This is a high-end channel here. We don't have riffraff. This is not the Archie Luxury or one of these Chomo channels. This is not one of these Chomo channels with fake watches.
Theo, and what was the other one? Theo and Harris. Like they have total junk on their website.
You got him. You got all these mooch bums out there. No, so let's talk about you. So it's interesting. So you kind of went from like I don't know, like you went from wearing a iWatch. I mean, how did you tell us about your watch journey, your collection?
My journey.
When did you have your first watch? Were you interested in watches at an early age, or how did it happen?
You know, I was always interested in watches, but I think I'm in the tech industry, and so I just looked at watches as kind of obsolete. And if I want to tell time, and I travel a lot all over the world for work, and so I had the Apple Watch because I don't have to futz around with the time and all that kind of stuff. But I always admired watches, and I think I started out like at a very, very basic level, like Rolex, right? I had a Rolex that was a wedding gift, stainless steel, and I wore that a lot. And then as smartphones came on, I was just like, okay,
the Explorer that you showed, the Explorer that we saw,
it's an Air King, actually. It's an Air King.
Oh, Air King. Wait, the Air King we saw, that was a wedding gift?
That was a wedding gift, yeah.
Wait, that watch looks brand new. That watch looks brand new. You must be married like a long time.
I've been married for over 25 years.
Okay, so that watch is 25 years old?
It is, yeah.
I thought that was a brand new watch.
It's in pretty good shape. It's in pretty good shape.
Okay.
It's not beaten up. It's not beaten up at all. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you're the pictures you take are so terrible. It looked good. Like I couldn't tell. I thought it was a brand new watch. Or maybe I saw Air King. I just like, oh shit, I don't even want to look at Air. I was like,
I showed my wife that video, and she said, "I've been telling you." She was like, "Yeah, you take terrible pictures. I've been telling you that for years." So I'm taking one of those online iPhone photography courses that starts like next week or the week after or something like that. So hopefully my photography game will become a little bit better.
Okay. Hold on a second. So when you were like, I don't know, 15 or whatever, were you into watches or not?
I was, in the sense that like I would get like swatches and the Timex Indiglo, crap like that.
Okay.
But
but that was like okay.
Yeah, but I wasn't like, I was much more into cars. Into cars. And so, but I always admired watches. And then as I started kind of climbing the executive ranks, what especially getting into the C-level, one thing I noticed was that people had serious watch game and they took it seriously. And I kind of felt like I felt not only left out, but I felt like, oh crap, it's just
really.
Yeah.
When did this happen? When did you have this kind of thing? When did that happen?
This epiphany, this started like more seriously it started probably less than 10 years ago, almost 10 years ago. I started.
Okay, 10 years. Okay, so but you're in the tech industry, which is really not like not known for really watches. It's very rare. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I don't really deal with that many. Like,
you're right.
It's not like a tech thing. So
yeah,
when you were 15,
in Silicon Valley, at the time I was living in Silicon Valley, and so I don't know if you've heard of this place called it's the Rosewood Resort on Sand Hill Road. It's in Menlo Park, and it became famous for a period of time for like their parties. Like everybody would go there for happy hour for like Thursday and Friday night. And like all the VCs, right, they're all on Sand Hill Road. And then it started attracting a really interesting group of people. Like they started calling it Cougar Night because
Cougar. Is it still going? I should go there because I mean I need.
It is still going. I haven't been in quite a while because I live in Southern California now, but I have friends that still live up there, and they're like, yeah, of course. It all went away during COVID. California had pretty serious.
It's called Rosewood Resort.
Yeah, the Rosewood and Sand Hill Road. Yeah. So I think like Thursday night is the big night.
Okay, I'm writing this down. So Rosewood, but the problem is though these cougars. So here's the thing though. Silicon Valley. But you're competing then against guys who are like billionaires. I mean, for the cougar, because I mean, it's not even like a normal. It's like not even a normal like thing. It's like guy. I mean, not even. It's like because the money in that. It's like some guy who's like 20, maybe just had some app for some fart coin or something or other. All of a sudden, he got 50 million, just even 50 million at whatever. Or forget about it. Even he didn't even invest. He's an employee. He's like a number 88 or number 300 higher at whatever, some jerk off company, and he's got 20 million in options, which is pretty good.
Well, you saw right, this Zuckerberg is now hiring AI talent. He's giving them like 250 million, $500 million, $1 billion pay packages, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's for an employee. That's for like an employee. Like shit. Like
my nephew, who just graduated from high school, got VC funding for his startup. I think he just told. We had a family chat. It just was enough. So I think he raised like almost 2.2 million bucks.
Wow. What is it? What's the business? What kind of business is it?
I don't know. It's I was like a beta tester, but apparently, or an alpha tester or whatever, like an early tester. It's like it looks at your browsing habits and then uses AI to make suggestions. But I think that what he's doing is actually different than that, even though it's the same name. So okay. I'm going to catch up with him on Monday.
Oh, it's crazy. Okay, so
but in that Rosewood Sand Hill, they actually have a high-end jewelry store, Steven Silver.
Oh, I heard.
They have high-end watches.
Steven Silver is located in that place, basically. That's where they're located. Oh, okay. And they sell a lot of the high-end independents like MB&F. They sell like the real, very high-end stuff. I don't know if I think they probably sell Patek also, right?
They do sell Patek. But that was the first place that I actually tried a Richard Mille.
Wow.
And
what was that?
You could actually walk in and buy one. And
when was that?
I'm sorry?
When was that?
So now we're talking like
Richard Mille,
2010 time frame. Like 2010.
Really? Okay, so you're working in Silicon Valley, and kind of like you're like a C-level executive at the time. You're like somewhere. What are you like in that time?
So probably 2010 time frame. I was an executive, but I was like VP, SVP level at that time.
Okay. So like so let's getting up there, and you're wearing an iWatch. What were you weren't even to watch?
Well, no, the Apple. Before the Apple Watch had come out, I would wear my Rolex when I would go out. That was kind of my nice.
Oh, okay.
That was the nicest watch I had. Yeah, that was the nicest.
Okay. And the wedding gift, the Air King.
The wedding gift, yeah. So that was the nicest watch I had. And then I remember going into Steven Silver and trying on the Richard Mille. And at that time, you could walk in and buy it. And they said, "Oh, well, we'll sell it." It's like it was under $55,000, which I just thought was completely insane.
It's a plastic watch. It was like it looks like a swatch, right?
yeah. So I was like, I don't know who the hell would pay $50,000 for this fucking thing, right? So I was just like, I tried it on and I couldn't. I think this was like when they just started. Like they had Rafa Nadal and these, and I can't remember. There was one golf.
Was it a gold with the rubber? Was it the gold case?
This was
whatever material.
This was I tried on two. So one was I think it was either stainless steel or titanium. It might have been titanium.
Okay.
And then the other one was the carbon, like whatever the carbon fiber or whatever it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was the other one I tried on.
Okay, so basically, early 2010s, all of a sudden you're hanging out at this Rosewood place, and you see guys wearing watch, like people you're dealing.
Yeah, I
you're
started,
doing
I
business.
started seeing people wearing all these nice watches, and
Right.
it was like a niche thing within Silicon Valley. Like, yeah, you're right. Most of the techies didn't care about that. And so, but there were a group of people that did, and they were really into it. And so you would go to like these different events like that, and you saw people wearing like these really, really nice watches. And I always appreciated it. But then my interest grew from there, but I still didn't quite, it wasn't enough to get me off the sidelines. I was like, okay, yeah, that looks really nice. But I was much more into cars at that point. So
right.
I was focused on it.
Now, hold on. Okay, so when you say they were wearing nice watches, like what kind of watches? Do you remember what they were? What kind of watches were they wearing back
so
then?
they were wearing. So there were a lot of people wearing Royal Oaks. Then there were the Rolex contingent, and they were wearing like there were some groups that were wearing like vintage Daytonas, which were actually probably expensive even then, but I'm sure like since then skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of Royal Oak wearers, Royal Oak offshores. There were some Patek, but mostly what I saw.
And this is the big watch era. So 2010 is coming off the Panerai, like, big watch. Like people had the Royal Oak, a lot of offshores, Royal Oak offshore.
Huge offshores. That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Big chunky watches. Then there were also some Panerais. And then I started seeing some like some Aquanauts and Nautiluses, but you're right. They were all like the people were wearing big watches, big watches.
Now, when you're saying like who like these guys you're talking about, these are like VCs. These are like
these
guys
in executives, VCs.
Okay. At what level? Like C-level guys, like heavy hitter guys, like C-level,
and then bankers, investment bankers, like
okay.
People that.
Well, bankers is normal. It's normal for bankers. That's like but tech guys, I'm surprised tech guys were wearing Royal Oaks back then.
So but this was like a kind of a small group, and then people started doing that more and more. It became more of a thing. Still. But it built from there. So I started getting into it more then, but still on the sidelines.
You're on the sidelines, okay.
Still on the sidelines, and then I started getting it. It just kind of built up.
Okay.
And then I was very interested. I got more interested during the pandemic, but then the prices were kind of crazy. So I was like,
now hold on, wait. Now, Duke, back up a second. Now, so basically, you're looking at watches, but you're more into cars. So I'm reading between the lines, like, okay, if you're going to be spending X amount of dollars, like something you want, like, so what kind of car were you driving at this time instead of like the nice watch? What was the car at the time?
So this one, I started with, let's see, what did I do? The Porsche 911, the 911 S, and then I had the Audi R8. The R8. That's the one with the 10-cylinder. 10-cylinder.
Yeah,
the V10. Correct. Yeah. That's
right. Okay. Yeah.
So you're talking about with the blades on the side. So mine was the Spider. So it was convertible.
With the roof. Oh shit! That was the car in 2000. Shit, that was I was like, I had. It's funny. This is okay. So while you were driving your R8, I was probably, I think I was living in San Francisco right around 2009 and 10, but I was driving an A4. So while you were driving your R8, I'm driving a 2004 Audi A4 Cabriolet. But here's the thing.
Was that automatic or manual?
Come on, I'm not driving manual. I'm of course automatic. I'm not, that level. No.
Because I had an A4 manual. It was really fun. But if you're living in San Francisco, completely agree because it's so hilly.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm not gonna learn. I'm just not in the fucking the thing. Yeah. I tried to learn once. I tried when I was living in New York, Manhattan. I was like to learn, and I was like, shit, I'm not gonna deal with this. It's just I can't deal with that nonsense. But what do you call it? So you had the R8. That was the car. Now the problem is, but there's no trunk space. There's no trunk space basically. There's no
Very little trunk space. Yeah.
You can't put in a set of golf clubs in there. There's no.
No. Golf clubs, forget about it. Yeah, it's at best you're going to get like a carry-on in your briefcase.
Yeah. No, it's
at best.
Yeah. So, but no, the Porsche that wasn't your first car though. Of course, that was like when you were already.
No, my first car was BMW 530i.
530i. Okay. It's funny. We're roughly in that same kind of age group. I would have thought if you're going BMW, I would have thought it would have been like, because when I was like 15 or whatever, I remember the one that they had on that TV show, 645 CSI.
Oh, right.
The one that they had in Moonlighting. The coupe.
Yeah.
That coupe. Wow. That was like, I was like, but by the time I could drive, I was like, it was already. But I love that. I was like, what a cool car. Back then, those were so cool. I think BMWs were up until the 2000. They actually had decent looking cars, and then they kind of got like plastic looking.
Yeah, this one I really liked it. It was a great car. I had it for a while, and then it's like they reach a point where the electrical systems on those are always kind of dicey.
Oh, really?
And, you reach these points in the age of some of these cars where fixing them becomes more expensive than
it's like my Audi. The thing, I had it like up until 100-something thousand miles, and all of a sudden, there's a timing chain. They tell me, the timing chain, and this all of a sudden, and then there's something on the hood, the roof, the top, the back, where the glass connects to the fabric. I don't know if you had it on the R8, but on my thing, the glass. The fabric was coming off the glass. It was like
no, I didn't have that on the R8. So the BMW actually, I was driving to Vegas, and then the alternator stopped working.
Oh shit! I had that happen on my Audi. I was driving from LA to Vegas, right in that midway, right after you get where they have that in and out, right after you have that thing. I'm driving it. All of a sudden, I feel like something is. What is? I forgot. It was a horrible feeling. Luckily, but long story short, I had to spend. I don't know. You're stranded for like Barstow. Was it not even Barstow. I'm stranded there for a day and a half while they get this alternator.
Same thing. Actually, what happened? I ended up going back to Vegas, and it was an expensive fix, and I was there with a bunch of family. Because my kids were very young then, so the other car that we actually had a Honda minivan, the Odyssey, which was
a great car, unbelievable,
bulletproof. So yeah, my BMW was basically crapped out in the middle of, and they were doing construction, so I blocked that whole single lane. People were very understanding, but yeah, I ended up going back to Vegas, and then.
How old was the car? How old was the car when this happened?
It was 10 years old. I bought it.
Oh, okay.
I bought it pre-owned.
Okay. 10 years. That could be. Yeah, it could. But yeah, I was like shocked, like that. This older. What the fuck is this? I mean, I thought it was the battery, whatever. And of course, I think I remember I paid $600 plus, whatever.
Oh yeah, I think it was It was a lot of money. The towing was expensive, and the fix was expensive. I think it was just like some scam artist in Vegas too. Because he probably gave me because the alternator crapped out again like a month later.
Oh, really? Okay. Because I think what they do is they rebuild them, or they buy it's a whole like whatever. But yeah, I mean, I would blame it on BMW. It's probably like their electrical. There's a whole thing, whatever. But man, it wasn't fun. But okay, so now
that tore me off. That tore me off the BMW. So I went from BMW, then I went to then I got myself a 911 because I'd always wanted a 911, and then I did the R8.
Now hold on, Duke. Does the vibration bother you in the 911, the Porsche? Like the motor is like right behind you. It's like, does it bother you?
No, I love that car. It was fantastic. I had never had any problems with it.
Does the R8 also have that vibration or no? I think the R8 is smoother. Isn't it smoother?
R8 is super smooth. That's one of my favorite cars. I actually should have never gotten rid of it. I mean, it's gotten a bit of a renaissance because they're with car collectors. One, they're paying premiums for manual, and then the second thing that's really hot, actually probably number one, is really hot is non-turbocharged cars, so naturally aspirated. So naturally aspirated V10. It's basically a easier to drive Lamborghini. Without the Lamborghini without the
No, it's supposed to be. It's supposed to. No. Did you drive the R8 like on Highway 1, like toward the Big Sur, the coast? You did the whole coast. That's like shit.
Oh, it was incredible. Yeah, no, that's an incredible car. That one, out of all the ones I've had, that's my wife doesn't really care about cars. That's her favorite one. That's her favorite one, and my kids too, for some reason. So
it's probably more comfortable. It's probably more comfortable than like the R8, the Audi, than like Porsche. Yeah. So so you're So basically,
what I was investing in was cars, basically.
Cars. Yeah. That's where I'm going. So basically, instead of buying watches, like disposable, like basically like this disposable, like whatever is, you're going into cars. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so now your time goes by. Time goes by.
I'm getting interested. I've always appreciated them, but I'm originally from Pakistan, and basically what everybody knows is Rolex, and that's
right.
penultimate, watch.
We get the Baron. Well, this is, look, we're trying to keep this a homoerotic show with the matching outfits. That's what this is. That's the whole. We're trying to make it like
the other watch. Even further, because even your frame choice is very similar to mine.
Oh shit! Oh my god! Oh shit! We're like separated birth. I was born not too far from you. I mean, Pakistan is like, from Kiev is like, it's probably like a straight shot. No, it's like
it's quite like close. Yeah, Asiatic, I would say. Yeah, it's not far.
Because it's like, basically after all the stans, Buchiacistan, to all the stan countries up north.
I've been to Kiev and other parts of Ukraine. When I was at Motorola, we acquired 2 startups that were based out of Ukraine.
You're kidding?
Yeah, I mean, because they have really great technical universities there, so they're really great, some really amazing software development talent there. Yeah, small companies.
Yeah. Interesting. No, wait, so this is so funny. Okay, so all of a sudden you're sitting at home. It's COVID era. At this point now, what car were you driving during COVID era?
I had briefly McLaren 570.
McLaren. Which one?
The McLaren 570. 570.
570. Yeah. What is that? I know there's different. I don't even know all the is that like what is that?
It wasn't the highest end McLaren. It was like
convertible.
No, this one wasn't convertible. So this one is the one that McLaren basically. This is the model that they use to, let's say, it's their competitor to the 911.
Oh, okay. So so McLaren. Okay, and how did it? It's supposed to be actually a very good car when it's working, right? Like when it's it's supposed to be very.
It's a really fun car to drive, and it's very. What's the way to put it? I mean, it's very, very precise. It's fun. The only downside to it, so I hit it very briefly. The only downside to it is, I mean, look, any of these cars, you know what you're getting into when you're doing maintenance and repairs. But like this was ridiculous. Like the battery was like $3 to $5 grand type thing. So it was just
kidding?
Like, no.
Oh my god! Wow. You know the thing is the McLaren. The way they look, it's like it looks like it could be a Toyota. I never understood their look. I never got their look. I never found any of them whatever. So
this one, if I were to show you a picture, it does look distinctive, but I just, sometimes, I got my mindset on it, and I said, I must have it. You do it, and then you get it, and you're like, yeah, I don't really love it, and so I just didn't have it I had it very briefly.
But the one thing I've heard is that it's the driving experience. That's the thing. That's what hooks you. It's the driving thing. Everything else.
It was, that's what they say. I'll just give you my own experience. It's a great car. I have nothing to complain about it other than just like maintenance was crazy. Crazy. It was very, very expensive, more expensive than you would think. And then it was fun to drive, but it wasn't as amazing as I thought it would be.
We got a Baron Green Rush. Juan, you know Juan? Do you know Juan from Juan and Kino Show? Got big supporter of the channel here. So we can, this channel, I don't know, Duke, if you know this channel costs millions of dollars a week to run. So we appreciate every super chat. The production values here are off the hook. It's a little bit like your McLaren. It's very expensive. The maintenance here is crazy.
Yeah. No, it's fun. It's fun, but it's not. In my experience, it wasn't the most fun car. In fact, I thought the R8 was more fun to drive.
The R8. I still to this day I remember the A4. I thought it was one of the most fun cars. Except for the two incidents, the alternator and when things start to go bad. But the new ones, I don't like the new Audis. They're not the same. I think the quality, they started skimping or something.
I don't know if the quality is. Let's assume the quality is still good, but I also don't care for the newer aesthetics. I like the older.
The design, no, it's the design. The design is not what it was. It's like the new. What they started doing, like I think 2013. The headlights got it just doesn't look right. They don't look right.
Yeah, look, I like the older R8s, like the new. They've discontinued the R8, but I believe so. At least that's what I've read. And the older R8s, I'm talking like 2008 to probably 2012 or 2013. I like that older design. It's still so cool.
No, I don't. Okay, so the watches. So you're sitting during COVID, and what happened all of a sudden that you had this like epiphany? Like, okay, I want to buy a real watch. Like, what was the
Yeah, I started getting into. So I was appreciating them from afar, but where I was sort of whatever kind of disposable fun money I had, it was in cars. COVID comes. I think I started watching. I started getting into watch channels, and I was getting into how watches are made. Because I was thinking, okay, I'll teach myself, like, it was this crazy time. I was working remotely, and it was like very long hours, but you're sitting in front of a computer. So I was looking at YouTube content, getting into watches, and I was like, okay, I thought, okay, I'll get myself like a watchmaking kit. They had these things that they were doing online. And I thought, okay, I'll get into that. I'll make myself a watch because my son just graduated as an industrial engineer. He's really into that.
Okay.
And my son got into watches. So he, for his graduation gift, he was asking for a watch. We got him like a Tag Heuer. Not like.
Did you get invited? Did you get invited to the F1 VIP section?
No, they didn't even invite me. No, they didn't invite me for a stroll in the park or anything. So, this was not an expensive. Very reasonable, because it was a high school graduation gift. So we got. So my son, I'll give credit to my son. He actually started getting me, because he started building a watch collection of his own. And then he was like, hey, why don't we do this like father and son project? We'll both learn how to build watches. We never ended up doing that, but that got me into that. So I started like reading or like watching these videos on watchmaking and movements. And so and I'm technically inclined. So that got me into like the horology of, that part of the angle of watches. And so, and I had always so I admired them. I'd always, just like when I was a kid, like you see these Porsches you're like, one day I will own a Porsche, right? I don't know if you remember this. There was this kind of classic Porsche ad where this kid goes. I think he's probably in like middle school or something. He goes to the Porsche dealership. The salesperson treats him really nicely, and he's like, "One day I'm gonna own this." That was kind of like me as a kid. So I got that kind of out of my system. And so I started getting more and more into watches. I could appreciate them, but I couldn't get over that mental hump and saying like, and I remember the Patek, what was that ad, the Generations ad? You never own a Patek, you really take care of it for the next generation. So it was always in my head, but
it's marketing. The marketing, look, the marketing gets everybody.
The marketing, precisely. But so it was on my sort of mental to-do list, but I couldn't say like, I'm not going to pay that much money for a friggin' watch. And then I just like went off the deep end, basically.
Okay, so basically you were looking at the watches and you actually you wanted to build a watch just as like a hobby thing, just like a mechanical, whatever, it's like like gardening or something. You know, people do gardening. You wanted to build this thing. And
well, it was, so my son got into it. My son is really into that. He's an engineer. And then he also
he's a physical engineer. He builds like things, or not software. He builds like actual hard goods.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm, on the software side. So he started getting into watches. I got more into it because of him. And then, he's also a bit of a prepper, not like completely nuts, but his whole thing with, he's like, I think you say this whole like Apple Watch, it's all matrix bullshit. So he's like, you got to have a mechanical watch because if shit hits the fan, you can be able to tell time.
He really said that?
Oh yeah.
He's like 20. I mean,
He wasn't even 20. He was in high school at the time. Yeah.
In high school, he's telling you to wear a mechanical watch because he's worried about like the what do you call it, EMF or something? The there's a nuclear blast.
EMPs. Yeah, that's right.
This is very advanced. Shit. You gotta have a Patek. During the apocalypse, you better have a Patek. I think that's what it is.
Well, he wasn't going there, but he was just saying he had a mechanical watch.
Yeah, a minute repeater. When you're in the bunker, you got to have that minute repeater because if the lights are out, you can push the button and hear ding, 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 ding. You'll be going to the bathroom in a can or something, but you'll have a Patek minute repeater in the thing.
Yeah, that's right.
So basically, you had a hard time justifying the cost. It's like shit. Like, why am I paying $20,000 for this like tin can on the wrist, right? Because I get more accurate.
I can do on my phone, and so he was like, okay, yeah, you can't, this shit will just this is gonna come back to bite you. They're gonna, there's gonna be EMP or the government will shut this down and so on and so forth. And then so I was getting more into mechanical watches and appreciating them. But I still couldn't get over the mental hump. And it's like, why the hell would you pay this much for something like that?
It's hard. I think it's hard. The first big thing, it's hard. But afterwards, it's like, okay, it's no big deal. It's like the first time you write that big, it's like, holy shit.
You cross the Rubicon, right? Yeah, that's right. And so I really, and then I think I'd seen it on a couple of channels, and then I think I started getting into I think the algorithm recommended your channel.
My channel, what channel? This channel?
Yes, and so I started getting it because like I would watch some of these other channels, and I was like, man, I just couldn't get into it because they would talk about, it was like they were showing me the same shit. Rolex here, Rolex there, and I was like, time only Rolexes. Like, I get it. I have nothing against Rolex. I have one, but it's like, how much of a collection is this that you're selling, that you basically have the same stuff? So it didn't
the same box of 20 Rolexes, the same 10 Omegas. Yeah, you got that plastic box with a foam and the 20, every model. You got the submarine. Yeah. Well, hold on, I'm
Who
curious.
is that? Who is that guy? It's not the timepiece gentleman. It's that. Who's that guy? Bill O'Malley or whatever. I can't remember.
Bill Sanders? No, not
Bill Sanders. Yeah. So I think what was he was like every collection you got to have you got to have what was it the Submariner.
You're talking about Archie. You're talking about Archie. That's Archie.
Archie, one of those guys. And so I was thinking, okay, because I was thinking
the man on the moon. He's like, oh, every collection, you got the man on the moon and Submariner, and then you get your. That was his thing. That's his thing. The man, the Submariner. I think he probably, because he's like the guy I've been on YouTube, like probably the oldest watch channel out there. He's probably sold, I think, millions of dollars worth of Omegas. For sure. I mean, he probably is for sure. He's got like people have seen those videos many, many times. And I'm curious, when did you first see the Watch Report? Now, this channel originally wasn't called the Watch Report. I think it was called something. I forget what it was. But did you see the original version, or when did you first?
No. I think when I started, it's been probably a year, maybe a little over a year.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is one. Yeah, the Watch Report. Yeah, then it was officially Watch Report. Okay, then we started doing the watch reviews and then it became a more serious, like reportage, channel.
Yeah. So I started getting really, and this is going to sound like I'm being obsequious, but I'm not. I got into your content because you're like, maybe it's similar sense of humor or whatever. I would crack up, and my wife would like. It's like, what the hell are you? What are you like cracking up on this channel? But it was really, but you also had you had different stuff. You had good taste. You would talk about stuff, and I was like, okay, I could, if I'm thinking of building, you're like actually telling me something. I'm learning. You're telling me different stuff. I think this was right around the time you were talking about the ellipse, and I love the ellipse. So that was like when I was thinking of the first watch to get the first big watch purchase, the ellipse was on my list.
Your first big, the ellipse, that you were thinking of that as your first big purchase?
Yeah, that's right. That's
wow.
Right.
Wow.
And so, but I was never
a vintage ellipse.
So I was either going to go vintage or new. So I was looking at this as a milestone. I was looking at this as a milestone purchase.
Oh.
So.
Okay.
So and looking at building, taking the journey with Patek. So I went to the dealer, went to the Patek AAD, and they didn't have a new ellipse to sell me. What they eventually offered me was the Calatrava, which I loved, which I always liked that, and so I jumped when they offered. I jumped on that one. So that was I think that was my first real watch.
Rubicon. That was your Rubicon watch.
Correct.
Do you have it there? Do you have it there with you? You have it there?
I can bring it. Yeah, I don't have it on my desk, but if you give me a minute, I'll go get it.
You give me. I got to check on the stew. You go. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna.
Okay.
You go. I'm gonna. All right. Okay. By the way, you in Pakistan, do they cook? Do you have something called I think they use this in Morocco, tagine. You know what a tagine is? It's the clay pot.
That's right. Yeah.
We do use that or no?
Cooking with rice, so that you either make we call it palau, but in the other stands they call it plov or pilaf, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so
you don't have to cook rice. It could be the whole thing. It could be like a stew. You can do everything.
That's right. So, but we don't do the tagine because that's a North African thing. That's where they have, like the kind of the conical or that.
Yeah.
That, yeah. So, but we do have that clay pot cooking. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay, so you got the Calatrava. Let's pull up the Calatrava.
Okay. So we just got this.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And you got the center. Okay, bring it closer because the dial. It's a really beautiful dial. It's like, you know, when you see it in person. Okay, pull back. We're getting back a little bit. Back. Lower, like a little bit lower. Lower. Drop it. Okay, bring it a little bit closer. How do we get a little closer? They gotta see the Clou de Paris. It's amazing. And let's see the back. There we go. Shit.
Yeah.
That's great.
This is manual. Right?
And this is what size is that again? What is that, like 30?
This is 38.
Official?
Yeah, 38.
38.
Yeah.
You know, Omar, it's funny. You know, my first Patek was also a Calatrava with the Clou de Paris. It was the Jack Welch, without the center second. This center second is like I love. This is the one you have. This is like a classic. I had the Roman. This is like just so like timeless. Like this will look good 200 years from now. This will never age.
Yeah. So this was the first first real watch purchase I made. Because the Rolex was a gift.
Now, where did you? So that's that's the first real watch you bought in your life, basically. The Patek, right there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Wow. So where did you buy it? Where was the how did it feel? What was the feeling? You walk out with the box, with the bag. Like, what was the feel like?
I was thrilled. So they actually did a really good job of so this is at Geary's, you know, or whatever, the one in LA. They did a really good job. You know, they unboxed it and all that rigmarole.
The champagne, did they come out with the champagne, or they did the whole thing?
You know, would they offer you champagne, whatever? Like, you go there, and if you want like a cappuccino or whatever, you know, sparkling water, they'll give you champagne as well. So, you know, they're on point with their customer service.
Yeah.
Over there. So that was my first one, and you know, so it is. So I think it was a Baron von Neup, hell of a first purchase. Yeah. So I was kind of shocked. I was like, I was very happy, but I was also kind of shocked. I was like, whoa, actually, you know, it was not an inexpensive watch. So, and to go from like, yeah, these are really, it's like going from, these are really beautiful, but I can't understand why anybody would spend that kind of money on it, to then going to that. And then
you have to wind it. And you have to wind it every day. You have to wind it every day. It doesn't even wind. It's like, oh my God, this is.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Wait, so how did it feel when you walked out of the store? You wore it out of the store, right? You wore it on the wrist.
I did, and I felt like $1 million. I was like on top of the world. I think it was the gold atoms infusing. You know,
that's what it is.
Becoming part of my aura.
You know what happens? We talked this when you wear the Matrix watch, an Apple iWatch. You're basically a slave of the Matrix, because the Matrix, all that stuff controls you. And I think you mentioned, I was kidding around a little bit, but you mentioned something like maybe something like it does something to your head. The whole like alerts, all that stuff. Constantly, you're part of the. You know,
it does. And actually, I picked this up. This is one of the things I remember you mentioned this on one of your early videos, because I ended up watching your back catalog as well. And then, what I noticed is that when I started wearing mechanical watches, I was calm. I wasn't distracted. And it was like, what's that? You know, there's this book, Flow. You enter this flow state. Whereas, like, I'll wear my Apple Watch when I work out now. The very rare times that I actually do, and you get all these notifications. It's very distracting. You feel uneasy. It's almost, I wouldn't say anxiety. That's like overstating it, but it's just
interesting. And but you seem like a very calm guy. You don't seem like a guy who's like, you seem very relaxed.
I am. You know, I'm very, very even chilled. Yeah, yeah.
The-
But so what I
the,
found with these watches, I was just like relaxed.
Yeah. Okay. 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 So you pick up the watch. You pick up the watch and give. You drive it. Now. What car did you drive back on the way? What were you driving? Because you probably were driving a cool car when you picked up the watch, not the minivan.
So at that time, I had an Aston Martin DBS Superleggera, which was
The DBS. Hang on a second. What? I gotta look this up. I gotta hold on a second because I love the way they look. I don't know if I could, because I know they're not the most reliable. I gotta
look
pull
up
this up.
Aston Martin DBS Superleggera.
Super. I saw one in a showroom on the street, a new one, whatever it is, and it was like, wow, amazing car. Hang on a second. Images. So we got. We're gonna pull this up. Hang on a second.
In fact, I can pull up a pic here.
This is the car right here.
Yeah, but mine was black on black.
Black on black. Wow, that's an extreme color for California. Isn't that kind of like extreme? Like, doesn't it get hot and like
that's what was what was available. I do like this British. Well, this is not the one, but they have the British racing green, which is great, beautiful.
Yeah,
that was what I wanted, but
they
didn't have that. So this was the one that was available, and I got that.
Okay. So you're driving the Aston Martin. So you're going to Gary's, you're going to Beverly Hills, right? Did you valet the car? Or where did you park? They're in Rodeo right now, right?
They're on Rodeo, right? Actually, I did not need to valet it. They had street park, so I was like, the seas parted. There was parking available on the street. In fact, almost
right in front of the store. Right in front of the store.
Mm-hmm. More or less, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, so you got the whole. That's the American dream. You get the whole experience. You're picking up a Patek in Beverly Hills in your Aston Martin. I mean, can you imagine what they're thinking in Pakistan back then? This is like, you fucking made it. I mean, that's like this is the movie. This is the Hollywood movie.
It was,
and you drive down the high. Did you drive back on the PCH? On the PCH?
I did not. I actually should have, but here.
You were in a hurry.
I was no, I didn't. I went back on the I-5.
Now, did you have it was a convertible or the hardtop?
I'll show you a picture. 1 second.
Can you share? I don't know if you can share. Can you share? Or you can actually. I think you can. If you click the button, the plus button.
Let me just see here.
Okay. Hang on.
I can share it. Can you see it?
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay, I can see. Okay, here we go. Add to stage. Okay. As long as you're not showing me dirty pictures. Here we go. Okay, that's your car. Wait, this is your car?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's your car collection. This is the car collection. Look at that. Shit.
Yeah.
Well, I can't see you driving that because that's like a very extreme look. That's like, you're more like a classical type of guy. Like this is like very like LA, this is how long did you have it?
I had it. Let me just stop the screen share. I had that for maybe 2 years. Something
2 years. Okay. So you drive back with the Patek and you started wearing it like every day, or did you were you looking at it all day? Because the watch is a fucking beautiful watch. Because I saw it in person and I was like, wow, this is it's hypnotic. It's hypnotic. You're looking at the dial and the way the light bounces off different facets, and it's very it changes every second. It's
No, I was wearing it every day, and I was wearing it every day, and it was weird because I was going to the office, but this was still at that. It seems like ages ago, but this was still at the time where people weren't showing up at the office because it was still like the tag end of COVID or whatever, and California was a little bit was a lot more draconian than most of the rest of the United States in this regard. So so I was going there, and yeah, I would wear it and I would just look at it. And you're right, it's the Clou de Paris, but even the dial, the opaline dial, it looks simple, but there's a lot going on there.
It's silvery, yeah. And now, so you're sitting in the office, you're looking at the watch. Now, like you're like an executive. You're doing, do you think you're performing better with the watch? Like, do you think you made more money as a result of wearing the watch? Like, it improved your performance and like business wise, like mentally.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think I'm being completely serious. Yeah, I think this whole thing kind of, I feel like it upped my game. It's kind of like wearing a nice suit, puts you in a different frame of mind. Yeah, I do. I really do. Maybe it's because you're like, okay, it's an expensive hobby or whatever you want to call it.
Right.
So you kind of, you get your brain focused on trying to improve your collection.
Justify it. And then the real life changer was when you joined the channel as a member, when you invested the $4.95 a month. I mean, that was the major transformation in your life. Like all of a sudden, like, money started pouring down from the heavens, and it just went crazy.
I mean, honestly, I really give you a lot of credit. I learned a lot from your channel. I mean, it's been super entertaining. You have really great content. You keep it. It's really funny. I crack up. And you have a good group of people. Like the chats are interesting. People I think are on the same wavelength, are on the level. So they're, I've learned a lot. I learned a lot about collecting and just trying to help me think it through, right? Because otherwise you're just there's people trying to sell you stuff, right? Which I don't have a problem with it. Everybody's got to make a living. I don't have a huge issue with it, but I didn't learn much from them. Like, yeah, if I want to learn the Rolex models or whatever, like, who cares? I mean, you can learn that going on Rolex's website. It's not a big deal.
But you know what's interesting? Here's the thing, I guess, is like what's interesting is like you started. So this watch, you got this like a year and a half ago, maybe a year and a half.
I think that's right. Correct. Yes.
Okay. But what's amazing is this you went from like 0 to 200 miles and like in a year and a half, because like the stuff you have now is like it's like really advanced stuff. Like the Metropolis, nobody knows about that watch. That's like very, again, I don't want this to sound like the Mutual Admiration Society, the Circle Jerk watch channel. No, but it's amazing.
You rightly eviscerated my, when you did the first watch review. It was really interesting because like I had also, because I was like moving really quickly and I'd gotten that the Daytona with the ceramic bezel, and I think it was just kind of like I heard the Daytona thing so much, I was like, okay, I must have that. So I got it, and it never sat right with me. I never really cared.
No, by the way, when I say 180, I don't mean. No, I'm saying like you went from like from that Patek to the stuff you have now is like it's like very like it's like real advanced. Like I would say very like I wouldn't expect it from somebody who just got into watches a year ago or 2 years ago, because it's very the stuff you're into now is like very it's like I don't know if you were able to synthesize information or like because the stuff you have now, I don't know if you can show we have some videos where we did a review, but it's like, wow, this is like serious collection. It's not like the basic bitch stuff that everybody has, the Kevin O'Leary where he's showing his, I got a Rolex type, okay, whatever. I have seen these like okay, the Metropolis watch, the AP Metropolis, that is like again, nobody knows about the watch. It's like I think they only made it for a few years, but that's like an amazing watch, and it's relatively reasonable stuff. So it's
no, I got it for a great price. It is now crept up, and I think now it's selling for like mid-30s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. There's only a few. There's no comps. There's no like we don't know. There might be like we don't know what's out. There's only like how many come up on the market. We don't know.
There are very few, and we talked about this. didn't make very many, and then
Right.
the one I liked the most was the rose gold. They have the ones that were available. Most of the ones that of the few that were available, the ones that were
Right.
most available were platinum. I didn't really
Right,
care
yeah,
for it.
No,
It just
same.
wasn't very warm looking. And then
Yeah.
they have a white gold one, which is
It's not
kind
that.
of weird looking. Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same.
It's got to be the rose. Okay, but then so all of a sudden, so you got after you got the Calatrava, then like what happened next? What did you go like? Then I think you almost and like, you got a whole bunch of like I don't know, I don't even know what you have now. You've gone through a whole. So what happened after the color? Like what was
So
the?
that's when after the Calatrava, I got the Daytona. So because I kept hearing, I was like, okay, I got to do this Daytona thing. And so and I just didn't. So I got it, and it was like I didn't love it. I didn't really get into it. I found like I was not wearing it very much. So it kind of in my mind, I was like, okay, I'm not, this one's not going to be long in this world for me. Then I got offered the,
Did you did you get it from the dealer, from the AD, or how did you,
I got it gray market. I did not get it AD.
Okay.
But the place that I got it from, I didn't get it. It was like not much above retail, so I didn't pay like a crazy price for it.
Right.
Even though the Darth Vader apparently is one of the desirable ones. And so anyway, so I got that. Then the next one I was offered so I was really getting into. I really wanted a Vacheron. So in my mind, I wanted something from a piece from each of the Holy Trinity. And so I was really getting into the Vacheron, the 222. This was before they had relaunched it, because I think there was some articles and some content. I think like Brad Pitt's a big collector, and he had one of the older 222s, which looked really cool. And so the new one came out. So I went to the Vacheron boutique, tried it on. Didn't care for it, to be honest with you. It was like very kind of dull, actually, when you try it on.
It's I never understood. I can't imagine buying that watch. To me, like watch is so like the vintage one. It's like I never understood it. It looks very dated, like a very bad 70s. Like look, the Nautilus is a 70s design. The Royal Oak is a 70s, but they're kind of. Now, I think the Royal Oak is the more classical one. The Nautilus, if people really are honest with themselves, the Nautilus is a bit of a kitschy 70s design from the general agenda. And the 222 is the same. And also he also designed, what is it, the Yacht Club? I think the Yacht Club which is actually kind of a cool watch.
Oh, IWC. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. He did.
Kind of cool. But the I never got the 222. But
so I saw it. I think they were hyping it up, and then
everybody was hyping it. Yeah, everybody was hyping it a year. Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this looks really cool. I'm gonna go try it. And I tried it on. It just didn't suit me. I was underwhelmed. And then I tried it on the Overseas, and I was like, wow, this is cool. This is cool. And they had me try on the green dial and then the blue dial, and I really liked the blue dial. And then the boutique offered me that watch. Well, they said, look, if you put down 40%, we'll see what we'll try to get one for you. So I put down 40%, and I think it took me like 3 months, not even maybe like a little under 3 months. So they offered that to me, and so that was the third one I got.
Wait, so they asked you to put up money up front?
They did.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, 40% is that watch is not like $1,000. That's like real money. 40. Were you worried? Were you worried that they might run off with your money? 40%.
I wasn't worried about that, but what I was like, okay, look, how long is this?
How long is it take? Yeah,
it's a time value of money, right? I mean, you're right.
Yeah,
it's significant.
It's real money. We're talking about watches like it's 50 north of 50. I don't know what it is, but it's north of 50 grand. It's like you're talking like what?
Exactly. So Vacheron, it turns out, like I did looked on the Reddit, channels, and then Reddit was telling me apparently it was common. So this is a Vacheron thing. I'm wondering if they keep it and they make money off the float for a while too. Who knows?
Yeah, that's the business model, because they don't make money otherwise. That's their business model. Hold on, we have a super chat. We got one of the barons.
Yes.
$20 super chat. A friend of mine just asked this. He's going to get one of these Rolex, white gold Pepsi, 1908. Oh, 1908 is garbage. Oh, is the question what he should get? Oh, white gold. Yeah, white gold Pepsi. White gold Pepsi. That's the new GMT, right? That's the new GMT.
Yeah, that's right.
I think it was
Daytona Panda or Pepsi on Jubilee.
I think out of all these, and these are all horrible watches, pretty much. I mean, I would just fucking get. But if you had to get one, I'd probably get the GMT white gold with the meteorite. If you can deal with, I'd just get the meteorite, because otherwise it's like, you got the meteorite doll is perfect for that watch. Actually, it's not actually, because the other ones, I think they're too big. They're just too big. The new cases are just too big. They're very they're too.
So he's agreeing white gold Pepsi, yeah. And would that be on the perpetual bracelet or the Jubilee?
You know what I would tell this guy? Green Rush. You know what you tell your friend? The best watch, like, you get the white gold Daytona blue dial. White gold Daytona blue dial. And the prices are going up now. They were like, remember we talked about, it was in the 30s. It was in the 30s.
That's right.
A year ago. It's 40 grand. They're about 40 now. They're ticking up. And that's a beautiful classic watch. It's a beautiful watch.
It's a beautiful watch.
I wish I had
again, on your recommendation, I found one gray market and tried it. But this was at the time between getting this the overseas or this Daytona, and I opted for the overseas because I really wanted to cover the Holy Trinity, so to speak. And I really liked the overseas. I love the overseas, actually. So
okay. So this is what I was going to ask you. Okay, so yeah, definitely the answer is white gold Daytona blue dial. That watch is a sleeper. It really is. Again, I'm not even a Daytona fan, but it's a beautiful watch. I wish, like,
a beautiful watch. Actually, it's even more beautiful in person. Like, you see the pictures, and then they've really done, the dial is the dial pops, and the white gold. It's got the metal bezel. It's got great heft. So it's got great wrist presence. I think
it's got everything going. I mean, I would almost buy it. Like, I hate to say this, but I would almost buy it as an investment, because I think that watch actually is going to increase.
I think it's better than the John Mayer. The John Mayer, I find the newer one seems to be a little dull. Like, the older John Mayer is like
but it's
like very used car salesman type thing.
I think the problem with Rolex, I think yellow, gold, and green, I think is a great color for Rolex. But I think when you do the full bracelet, it takes away from the dial. Like, you can't enjoy the dial because there's just so much bling when you have that full, 40. That it's too much. But with white gold, you can focus on
an Oyster Flex, because I've seen it even on Oyster Flex. I didn't care for it.
It's so, the Oyster Flex is the black rubber. I don't like the idea of black rubber on my wrist. It just looks too weird. It just looks fucking weird. Very comfortable. It feels amazing. It just looks so fucking ugly. It's like those rubber galoshes. I don't even know. Do you know what galoshes are? You don't even know what that is, because they don't have that in California.
I do.
In New York, when it rains, when you wear that over your shoes, like dress. I don't think people have it because nobody wears dress shoes, but that's what people would wear. And when it's like,
I remember that in New York City. Yeah, when it would rain and snow, you would see that.
Yeah. Okay, this is what I want to ask you. Very important question. Let's talk about the watch collecting philosophy, because it seems like you actually have, like, you didn't go into it with like you actually probably had like an idea in mind. You have like you had a plan, like a written plan or some sort of plan, or like, okay, I'm going to do the Holy Trinity or this and this. Like, do you have like an organized thing, or you just randomly, like, drive by? Like, what's your thinking?
No, so it's more a plan, and one is Actually, it's a lot of it is the principles you espouse on on your channel, which is, although in this way I haven't been perfectly consistent in that. Find things, these are good, they're good investments. Basically, because I've done this with cars, right? You buy nice cars, but you buy them when at sort of like this, hopefully the sweet spot of the depreciation curve, right? So I don't buy any of them new. I don't care what anybody tells you there, unless it's like some, very niche Ferrari or something, which I wouldn't, which I'm not like at that level with them that they would offer it to me anyway. And, where those are where they would sell for like, the SF90, or actually, by the way, that's a bad example because that's selling below, aftermarket is below list, right? But you get it at the depreciation curve. So one is so I look at it as kind of a discipline where you want to build out your collection of Holy Trinity and some interesting things. Like I bought, because I started getting into these stone dials. So I got the Piaget protocol, which I really like. Because I was thinking of getting a square dress watch, and I thought, okay, do I go, Cartier tank? And it just seemed like a little too, it just didn't speak to me for whatever reason. And I saw the Piaget and the lapis stone dial. I really liked it. So I got it for a very good price. And that has almost tripled. So that's like, that's actually a vintage, not a neo vintage, because that's from the 1970s. But I was intrigued by the stone dials. And then I saw that the Rolex stone dials were selling for crazy amounts of money, like coral and all these kinds. So I thought, okay, I like the watch. I like the lapis. I wanted something, tank-like. So I went down to Piaget, and I like I said, I got a very good price for it. I think it's now probably tripled.
That's the one we had in the review, right? That's the one we had in the review, I think, right? That's right.
You said we're actually in the first review. You said that's probably the one with the most upside potential, and you turned out to be spot on because that's tripled actually. You didn't care for the strap. I actually didn't care for the strap either. I got that from Analog Shift, actually, from their
okay.
Because Watches of Switzerland owns Analog Shift, so I got it at their Vegas.
Oh, that's funny. Oh, you got it the Analog Shift in Vegas. It's funny. I was going to ask because I've gone there a bunch of times. What I like about the Watches of Switzerland in Vegas is, the store. Not okay. So we both. It's funny. We both dealt with the same guy. This guy Andrew, I think, who's a very good, great salesman there. He's the guy that I bought the Jacquet Droz from when he was somewhere else. But the Analog Shift, when you go, it's only like a little quiet off there. It's only little area.
Yeah,
and
that's right.
They have this I think they have some sort of scent going. It smells great in there. It has this really good smell. It's like I think they have some sort of aroma therapy, something going. It smells great. I love that. It's quiet. Nobody goes in there. They have great, beautiful watches.
They do,
and
they don't give you the hard sell. It's a good experience.
Yeah.
So
with the vintage stuff, their prices are actually pretty decent. They're like they're not hitting they're more or less the market price.
They're like I think there's some of them where they're probably really jacking it up, which is which is like I think at least when I was there they had some of the gem set Rolexes, which are, and I can understand it because those are like really
like the hype. Yeah, I mean, hype watches is going to be probably but they get some interest. It smells great because when I think of that Analog Shift, I think of the way that place, which is part of their marketing thing. Hang on a second. We have a super chat. We have Baron Pavel. We got one of the spite chats for my last Uncle Chomo Free Sanctuary. So this is one of the spike chats. Because the Watch Nicholas channel is being boycotted because they have this Uncle Curly's coming on there who's been grooming Nicholas, and a lot of their punters have been rebelling, so they've been coming here to do super chats here so that to spite Nick who's another one of these watch grifter channels. All these channels, they all have a different grift going. They all have some different grift angle. Now,
but mostly, you're right that one thing you picked up on, which is 100% correct. Their consistent thing is like the watch market is dead. They keep and that just hasn't been my experience at all.
Right.
And so
there's only one guy. We're talking only one guy. There's only one guy saying that, which is this Juan and Kino guy in Miami. The hubcap thief. I mean, the watch. I mean, by the way, okay. So the line. What's that?
I've seen. I don't know if they're feeding off that or whether this is just part of their grift or whatever. But there were even some of these niche channels. They're like, oh, this is gonna crash. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Here's why. Because what happens is the algorithm loves it, and also people love gloom and doom. Like if you do a video, okay, the market is crashing, we're going to go into a depression, blah, blah, blah. Is the world coming to an end? That gets a lot of views. And I think this guy, the tomato can, he started with that like a couple of years ago. And by the way, he was kind of, that was, it was pretty obvious that the market was overhyped. And, I think I did videos back then saying similar stuff. But he got into that became his niche. And every day he puts out 5 videos. They're all the same thing. It's the same watch market. Everything is crashing, blah, blah, blah. But here's the reality. The reality is it's like real estate, right? It's not a global. Real estate is all local. Watches are all local. It's all like in the watch market. There's stuff that's exploding in price, like right now. It's not. You've had the ellipse doubled in the last 12 months. You had your stone dial Piaget as doubled or tripled, right? I mean, there's a bunch of stuff, and we're seeing
about the 3940. The 3940 was also on my list, and I think I just missed the boat because those prices have skyrocketed on the 3940.
Yeah. No, this is and everybody was laughing when we were talking about this stuff, a year and a half. We were talking about earlier, but these small watches. By the way, everybody's still laughing about the turnograph. And the turnograph, I'm early on. I think the turnograph I think we might be a few years away from that becoming this is going to be the next big.
It's a beautiful watch. I love the whatever the engine turned. I think your comment that it was a Baron van Noob that you agreed. So that was one of the first things I learned from you is that that's a great analogy, local, and then the vintage and the neo vintage. That's where you can buy beautiful watches because in some ways that was like you look at this Metropolis, they were actually taking risks, doing interesting things with designs and complications. Like now, I like the newer Royal Oaks, the Code 1159, forget about it. What is it, that other one, that crazy brutalist looking watch? I don't care for that at all. What is it, the Reforged?
Remastered,
Remaster, just
there happens to be sweet spots. There's sweet. When I say when we're saying vintage, I'm only talking about like 1960s onwards, 60s, 70s, because that's that's the fashion cycle, and that's going to be good for at least price. And there's interesting thing is that you can get good deals. And even look, Daytona, we're just talking about the white gold blue dial Daytona. That watch has increased in the last, 12 months. Watch market is not dead. There's stuff is increasing. Everything but these I think who watches these channels, like people who will never even buy a watch. It's like guys who are looking, they thinking, and it's I'm gonna wait till it's like guys with the real estate. Oh yeah, when the market crashes, when the real estate crashes, I'm gonna pay cash for the house. I'm gonna buy 10 cents on the dollar. Everybody's like a big shot. And then when it drops, actually, then they're scared. It's like with stocks. Same thing with stocks. Oh yeah, everybody's got big balls when things are going up. But when it drops, then everybody's like, oh, it's it's the watch market.
It's not hit bottom yet. Yeah, no, I'm completely with you. I've seen. By the way, what got me onto the Piaget. So you had mentioned, I think, although you were doing this in jest with one of the other channels, I think this British guy who does his channel kind of like what was that movie, American Gigolo? So I remember watching that, and that's when I started that's when Giorgio Armani broke into the scene, right? Because he did the apparel for Richard Gere. And so it turns out that Richard Gere's, or at least one of the watches in there, is the Piaget protocol, but it's a stone dial, but it's onyx.
Oh, that's interesting. It's interesting because it's funny. I was just playing. The movie is on YouTube. We were just playing on the channel. We ran it for like we did something. And I think there was a scene where he's at the pool and he's wearing the watch. It's
And it's kind of upside down. Yeah.
something. It was like it was something there, but it's interesting. Okay, but you actually have a plan. Like when you actually like, is it written down? How, because you seem like a very organized, like serious guy.
It's partly written down and I update it. So one is watches that will either not depreciate the minute I walk out of the store. And again, I've not been perfectly consistent about that. But is try to build some value into the portfolio, because I'm not a trader. I'm not like buying and selling them. I don't plan to. This is stuff that eventually, my kids will get in some way, shape, or form. And so one is build long-term value, like don't lose money, or try not to at the very least. That's one. The other thing is, and this is something you've talked about many times, is precious metals. So actually, other than my Rolex, I don't have a single stainless steel watch in my collection. And again, I don't have anything against stainless steel. And in fact, lately I've been offered stainless steel from AP. I haven't taken them up on it because I don't.
Wait, hang on, Duke. Hang on a second. I gotta check the stew. Hang on one second.
Yeah, sure.
Be right back.
I'm checking out the comments. BMW off a 2-year lease every time. Yep. I think, so Lou, I did that with, when I had my 530i, and what I try to avoid are the cars that are fleet cars, because they tend to be ran through a bit. Sorry, I was just reading some of the comments.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you keeping the thing going. Yeah, that was good. Yeah. Yeah, but you're doing a stew. Yeah, we're doing cooking a stew here. All right. So basically, but are you looking at watches like? Do you want to, when you buy a watch, like, is this something where you look at it as, okay, it's going to increase in value, or how important is that to you? How important is the increase in value or retaining value?
It's not like the most important criteria for me, but it is important. But I look at it as more, it's important because it gives me some mental discipline. Like, whereas you're like looking at it and saying, oh, I could buy this, and this. And you're like, okay, well, the minute I walk out of the store, it's like, if I want to go on the journey with the AP, I'll get the code 1159 and that'll drop like 40-50% in value the minute I walk out of the store. But I'll do that so I can trade it. So no, I'm not. It's more. It's a filter. It's an important filter, but it's not like the most important criteria for me.
Okay.
The other guiding principle for me is, so I'm building out within the Holy Trinity, and now I'm trying to decide whether I want to go deep in one of them. And what I'm likely going to do is go deep in Patek, like try to collect on that. Again, that's my latest. That's kind of where I'm going with it. I'll see. Maybe I'll change my mind. But like Holy Trinity, and then I'll try to do interesting stuff outside of the Holy Trinity. You've talked about JLC. I was always a fan of I wouldn't say always, but as I started getting into it, I really appreciated JLC and continue to appreciate them. And I think they're tremendous value. They make great quality stuff. So I have the Master, the Géographique, which is,
right. We're twins, right?
I got it in white gold. And I love that watch. And then Piaget. So sticking with the Holy Trinity, precious metals, not losing money or taking minimum depreciation.
The core holding. Okay,
Sorry?
so the core holding is the Holy Trinity with a bias towards Patek, and then you dabble a little bit just for you gotta have variety. You gotta just you need variety. You can't like be all Patek all the time or whatever.
That's right.
It gets boring. Yeah, you gotta have
Okay.
Yeah, but okay.
And so I have like Piaget, I have the JLC, and I'm looking at some, like some of the older, some interesting older JLCs as well. And I think they're great. There are some great values there.
They make some cool watches. They do make some, it's a little, there's some, it's interesting. So wait, okay. So you want to go deep. So basically you want to go deep in vintage Patek, basically. That's the thing.
Yes.
What kind? Which, because this is like, it's a wide open, like
it's a big world. Yeah. So I want to stick with complications. So I don't want to do time only. And I was thinking of also I was looking at it and I thought, okay, maybe I'll go deep in AP as well. But I found that the older AP stuff, I mean, Patek has more variety and is more interesting in that regard. Yeah. By the way, even Vacheron has some really interesting vintage stuff too. But I feel like so by complications, I think I sent you this message. Remember, there was an auction which was it was an AP, it was a minute repeater, and
it was ugly. It was ugly, right? It was like
it was really. But I thought, okay, here's perpetual calendar and minute repeater, and it was like white gold, but it had like Omar written on it.
That's what it was. Yeah, I forgot there was something. I forgot there was something off. That it had something. What was it? Was something? Was the low? They did something funky with it. It was just like
no. It had the Audemars Piguet very prominently on like it had
around. That's right. They wrote Audemars like on the fucking bezel, like as if it's almost like a giant, like those T-shirts that say Balenciaga, like like
that's right.
I don't.
Well, I think at the time, that was very so it was very faddish because remember you had Benetton, you would have those Benetton T-shirts. So I think this was like 80s, so it was probably
No. I think the problem with the watch is I think it's late 90s. It's not this is like a newer watch. They've done some weird. Listen, what you're saying is 100% on point. AP is more or less they're kind of a one-trick pony. They have some very cool watches. Like the Metropolis is probably one of their best watches of the last 30 years. That's not Royal Oak. It's it's probably the best watch. I don't know why it didn't take off, but outside of that, like they don't really have anything. AP was Patek. Patek is a whole it's a wide thing. They've always done different things. And the thing with Patek, it's like, it's a different, it's like you're dealing with a different class of people. It's like, it's just a better class of people.
They seem, as far as I've been able to tell, right? I mean, I'm trying to be very humble about this because I'm new to it still. But from what I've been able to see, the Patek, even the vintage Pateks and the neo vintage, they hold their, like you will see a vintage Vacheron, you'll see a vintage AP, and even a vintage Patek, and the Patek is always priced way higher, it's like almost double in some cases.
Yeah.
So they seem to hold, and for those people that bought it, I mean, they probably bought, at the time with pre-Bernanke debasement of the currency, right? They probably bought it for like $3,000 or something like that, right? And they're selling for like $17,000-$18,000 still, right?
I think the, let's call it pre-Thierry Stern Patek, Patek is the sweet spot like that. And there's and you're right, complications is the way to go because that's the stuff that's really desirable. And again, they've made beautiful, time only, and I have a few time only which I love, but the complication, that's kind of the real that's because that's what they're known for. I think if you're going to get Patek, you got to go best of breed. You got to get complication. You got to get like perpetual or something, which is what they're that's their thing. And there's always they always have this great. Hopefully Thierry Stern will kind of figure things out and not ruin the thing. But it's
No,
Okay.
but so I'm thinking of going much deeper into Patek because I think there's a
Okay.
bigger world there. And you're right, they have like, I was looking at this the other day, and it's like one of their first annual calendars, and some of them, like some of the ones that I've been seeing, are just, I mean, I'm not like, I'd rather go for perpetual calendar, but it's like some of those watches are really, really beautiful that I've seen, and so
There's a few, there's a few I've seen them. They've made some rare, more. I don't want to use the word rare, but like not the typical one. Not like, I know like Archie Luxury had one, like that one is kind of the funky one with the Roman. It's got but they made a few very interesting ones. They made a few very interesting ones. I forgot with the dial. I think you showed me one. You showed me one. I think. Did you show me something?
I think I might have, yeah, a while back, yeah. So
They
so
made-
I'm thinking of going deep into Patek. So one is don't so in terms of principles, go for value. And again, it's not that that's making money off it isn't the most important thing, but like let's say not losing money and building long-term value, right? As an asset that my kids will get one day. That's important to me, but it's not the most important thing. Then Holy Trinity, then precious metals, and then sticking with complications. I'm nothing against time only. I have time only, but I feel like if you're going to go into mechanical watches,
you might as well get the best. You might as well show the
right. Get complications, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, so what do you? So let's see the watch. So what'd you bring? What do you have? What do you have on the tray? What's on the tray? You got the Metropolis, which is amazing watch.
So I showed you the Calatrava. I have.
It's Calatrava.
This is actually one of my
favorites.
Time. This is such a beautiful watch.
Bring it closer. Bring it closer for the dial. You got to see the dial. The dial is. We can't pull back so we can see the tapisserie. We need to see the silvery white tapisserie. Now this. Oh, there we go. Wow. Okay. And this has a high grade provenance, right? You got this from Dial Market, right? This is an affiliate of the watch report.
Celebrity provenance, right?
Celebrity provenance. This is the watch. This is the watch.
And since it's your white tapisserie dial, it might be obscuring the white powder somewhere.
No. There's no powder. This one is absolutely mint. It's mint. So
yeah,
this is
you can see it's just beautiful. Like look at the quality of the bracelet, the quality of the case, super crispy as they say.
Was it as described? Because we had a video. It was a video.
It was better than described. It was better than described.
Yeah. I think, look, when we're selling the watch on the channel, it's I want to be very accurate so that nobody returns it. That's why we take the pictures.
You were actually being modest. I think this is in fantastic shape.
Yeah.
And this has also gone up a lot in value. I think these neo vintage, especially the ones with these, because this one. It has, this kind of clasp, like the older ones have that fold over clasp, which are kind of janky.
Yeah. No, this is the sweet spot. What you have, this is the sweet spot. This is like 2005-6. That's like pre, when they went banana with the nonsense. And it's kind of like the dial, when they started doing the nice dials, the crispy, bright, silvery dials.
Whereas before there were really gray, kind of very muted gray ones. The other thing, I love the fact that it doesn't have an exhibition case back. It just feels rich.
Yeah.
It's all gold and it's got some heft. Like it's a heavy watch, right?
Yeah.
And I like it because it feels like you've got something like a gold bullion back there. It's probably even worth more, like the back of it.
Yeah, so. No, it's and okay, so now you got the watch from now. Were you nervous about sending the wire? Because we get wires on this channel from donations. People send millions of dollars each week. But were you nervous, like you see this channel, this guy, whatever the watch? Were you nervous about it? Because it was real money. Were you nervous or no?
It could. I really wasn't, because at that point I had watched your channel for probably like 3-4 months, and so I figured, I mean, look, anything can happen, but no,
right.
I was not nervous about it. I had at that point I'd figured you were very legit, so I wasn't worried about it.
And the price, you get the lowest price in the world, actually on the planet, literally on the planet that at the time.
No,
And this
I
watch,
mean, you sold it to me for a very, very good price. I mean, it's worth way more than that now.
it's increased like dramatically in the last. I think when did you get it? You got this in February, I think February, right? February.
In February, that's right. Yeah.
And it's probably today the watch is probably north of 40s, in the 40s,
Easily. Yeah,
today.
I think that's right. When I looked at, because I have that, I've entered in my collection in Chrono
Yeah.
24, and yeah, so it's definitely it's very much in the money. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was delivered safely, delivered as described, and it's still working, right? No problem so far. It's still keeping time,
No,
right?
it's really, it's working great. It's working great.
Nothing is falling off. Nothing is falling off.
So I sent it in for service, not because anything was not working, but I think when I went to the boutique, and you know how they do that water resistant test.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I think you were very straightforward about it. You're like, I don't know if it'll pass that or not, right? Not that I plan on taking it diving.
No, yeah, we don't. Yeah.
But so they said, so I sent it for service, and it just got whatever they put the seat, you know, whatever they do, they put new gaskets.
Okay.
I mean, really inexpensive. So that's the only thing. But yeah, it works perfectly.
Okay. Oh, so they put in a new gasket.
Yeah, because they have here, they have that. I think one of the seals there, because in this one, like the watch, they put it in from the top. So
There's actually this one is very different than all the other Royal Oaks because of it's very different the way the whole.
There's this gap there because the bottom does not open up. So they explained, the AP guy explained it to me. He said they actually put the whole thing from the top. That's why you see this kind of gap over there.
Yeah. And I think it has like different type of whole gasket because you got also where the wine. It's a whole different gasket system, but it's a great. So yeah, and I'll tell you something special. The watch, the gold. I think AP just does gold differently than their gold. Always looks the best. Like their rose gold, their yellow gold, always the best. You know, that's one thing I got.
Like even the bracelet, like it really plays with the light. I mean, it's just
it's the whole.
I mean, it does such a tremendous job. It's just it's a beautiful watch. Every time I wear it, people compliment me on it, and it's 36 inches, which
millimeter.
No, but it wears perfectly on the wrist. So people are like, "Oh, is that 30? Is that a what do they call it? The jumbo? Is that 39?" You know, and I never tell them, or I shouldn't say I never tell them. I let them guess for a while, and they're like, "That's 36," and they're like, "Oh, is that a ladies' watch? Is that the ladies?" You know, no, but they can't believe it.
But you know what?
I
think. So it wears like probably like a 30. They wear big that size. That they wear like a 38. But I think now they made a later version, a newer version, which were bigger. I think they were 39, and they're a little big. They're a little too big. The jumbo
is 39, and then the new, like the regular Royal Oak is, I think it's like 41. Yeah. So, but you look at it, it doesn't. It looks looks great.
It's the way it's supposed to fit. It's the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, it doesn't look small or anything like that. And I have a big wrist. I think the wrist is like 7.5, almost 7.5. So it wears perfectly. I love it.
No, so, it's a great watch. No, it's
the whole it's better than you described, actually. So so there's that one. Then I have the excuse me, the overseas, and I'll show you on the white strap shortly. So that's the overseas.
Oops. Okay, the rose gold. Yeah. This is the full. Okay, we go on the full bracelet. Yeah. Bring it up close.
And I'll do the quick swap out.
And that's a huge watch. That's a 42 millimeter, right? 42.
It is 41, actually.
41. Okay.
Yeah, but it's big. It's big. It's substantial for sure. And then I'll show the white rubber strap.
Oh, wow. Oh, that was a quick change. Shit.
Yeah.
That's fast.
Yeah. No, so it's like very, very fast. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is
That's amazing. This is the first time we've seen a live strap change on the. That's holy. You literally did that in like 30 seconds.
Yeah. So here it's like, yeah. So it's like, actually, let me just do this. It's this quick. Now it's taking.
I don't know why, other like Patek doesn't do that or AP did.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think this is, so the great thing about the overseas is when you get it, you get rubber strap and you get a leather strap. So effectively you're getting a dress watch and a sport watch, and then you get the the metal bracelet. So it's I think they've really hit it out of the park with the overseas. I think it's a fantastic watch.
The ability to change the straps like that is amazing, because again, you're getting so much versatility. You're getting 3 watches basically. You really are.
Yeah. And
with the white rubber, it looks great. It's just
yeah, it's like perfect for the summer. Right? So
it's amazing.
And so so this is, I think that's the. I didn't bring the rest of the stuff, but I mean, you've covered the pictures.
Yeah. No, this is
actually one thing I did bring. It's got the pink strap, but you really like this one.
Oh, no, it's actually a men's watch, but you gave it to your wife, right? That's the strap. It's the custom strap. Okay, wow. Yeah. That's okay. So this, and you got this for like nothing basically. Like you got this. That's the Vacheron diamond. Bring up the whole dial is and the mark.
It's blinged out, and this is. I think this is.
Like, oh, that's the best part. That's the best part. The best part is the buckle. I think the buckle is amazing. To have the buckle when you have it when it's close, I think you paid like 13 grand or something for that. Something crazy.
No, 19.
19. Okay, so still it's crazy.
Yeah. So
my God.
It's pink, but it's
wow.
But yeah,
because they sell right now like a basic Vacheron, like no dime is like 20 grand for the one with the green. I was looking at what do they call patrimony. I get the names. I don't like their names.
That is the patrimony. Yeah.
Traditional, whatever they call it. So this is like an unbelievable deal. You got this this is from like Hong Kong or something, right? This is a Hong Kong.
So I got this from so it is from Hong Kong, full box and papers.
Yeah.
I mean, the box is all ratty, because I think even with Patek, like I think did some like soft touch rubber or some and it's like, falling apart. But I have the box, the papers, and all of that. I mean,
that's a lot of watch for 19. That's a lot.
It doesn't do it. It doesn't you really have to see it in person. It is.
No, it looks like it looks like $1 million. I saw a picture. Shit, this is like 19. I was like, this looks like it looks like a 6-figure watch basically.
Well, I mean, the similar one that they have in the boutique now is $88,000.
Wow.
Retail. So after tax, it's close to 100K.
No, that's insane. Yeah, it's crazy, and that's for a time-only watch, basically.
This is time only. Yeah, but they've done so many great things with the details. Like they have the Dauphine hands, and
no, it's
one half is polished, the other one is sandblasted matte. So I mean, they knocked it out of the park with this one. It's just such a beautiful watch. The original strap is black, like you said. I think it's a men's watch, and it actually looks really. I mean, it's not exact, but it goes back to, so this is Holy Trinity, and I saw this one and I was like, okay, this is not really my style, but I was captivated by it, so I jumped on it, and it was such a great deal. I was like, well, I mean, I don't think I'm going to make less than, I don't think it's going to be less than this, right?
You're not going to lose money. In other words, it's basically, listen, it's better than having money in the bank, because like your money is depreciating, and the watch will probably it's probably going to appreciate like 8% a year plus, like this, especially like you're not going to lose money, and you have a utility value, right? I mean, and
I think you've touched on this in a number of times, is that you see these waves returning, and you never know. Like something like this could come back massively in favor, right?
Oh, yeah, I don't think this ever went away. I don't know. I don't like
I
this
know.
never like there's nothing. This watch is never like it's not like, for example, like it's a classic watch. You got diamonds. The design of it is timeless, absolutely timeless. Like nobody knows if that watch was made 10 years ago, today, 30. Nobody, you can't tell because it's just a classic.
This one, yeah, I think this one is from I'll have to double check it, but if memory serves, I think this is from 2001.
Wow. Okay.
So it's
Wow.
almost 25 years old.
Okay. No, it's amazing, and especially the detail with the buckle, having the diamonds on the buckle is the best part.
Yeah, and the finishing on this, I mean, it's superb. They've done a tremendous job with this, and yeah, so this was one of those things I jumped on. But again, going back on that framework of sticking with the whole eternity, it is precious metals, and I got a great price for it. So I was like, why not?
Yeah. So okay, so let's talk about
my timing worked out really well as I was getting interested in this, and then I was focusing on these. I was finding really good deals, right? I mean, in this Metropolis, I got a great deal, a fantastic deal on this.
And this is, I think there was a window, there was a sweet spot, probably between, let's call it last, I don't know, maybe last year and maybe March of this year, where those deals, prices have been going up.
I was seeing good deals up until like even after Trump got elected, and then I think with everybody just getting their knickers in a twist over the tariff negotiations, people like.
No, but here's the problem. Also, the problem is Bitcoin has gone crazy. The stock market has gone up, so there's a lot more money. So there's more money for watches. Then you get the tariff. So everything is actually stuff has been increasing in the last 6 months, and people may not realize there's no there's no steals right now. It's not like it was 9 months ago. Basically, it's kind of like
I have not been. If there are, I haven't been finding them. No, I totally agree. And then I was participating in auctions, and I was getting again some of these really good prices in auctions. I'll show you. Let me see if I can share the screen out because I don't have these watches in front of me. I'll show you some of them. The other ones that I got.
This guy made a killing in crypto, and he's only selling us $4.99. I mean,
so I got this. I got this at auction, great price. This is a machine. I mean, it's not a turnograph, but it's machine turned. It's that
50s. It's the 50s. The funny thing is, we have I told you, we have one in the Rolex version in the dial market inventory. We have to sell it at some point. But it's the same watch. They call it the Disco Volante.
Yeah, yes. This is a of that, and it's a really the picture doesn't do it justice. It's got like this very pearlescent kind of dial, so it's very nice in person. This is a men's dress watch, but it's like 33. Is it 33 or 31 millimeters, something like that? Let's see. This is the other one I got at auction.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Look at that! Yeah. Oh my god! I've never seen. You never see this in full gold.
This is another reason why I jumped on it. It's full gold, and this is full box and papers.
You know what? The champagne doll. I didn't even realize it. The champagne doll looks. It's a champagne doll, right?
It is, and it looks just phenomenal. So this was apparently, I did research in this, and this kind of champagne dial was a boutique exclusive.
Okay. So the champagne dial looks amazing. It really looks. Usually, I'm not a fan of champagne dials. This looks really great.
No, same. So I jumped on this one, and I also got this around the similar price range as the dual time I got from you.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. So now you have a double. You have this. That's like the trifecta basically. You have the dual. That's like the best complications that they were doing of that, and they're all by JLC. The movie is JLC.
Yeah,
you got
that's right.
you got the owl. You have the dual time. What else did they do? I think they did. I think this is it. I think basically you have these two. That's. I don't know what else.
I have three APs, right? So the dual time, the owl, this one, and then the Metropolis.
Hang on, look. Is it possible to zoom in on this on the dial? Is it possible to zoom in?
Yeah.
On,
let me try to.
Oh shit! Oh wow, that looks so good. Wow.
Yeah. So you can see there's a little bit of patination. It adds to it.
I have the same thing. Yeah, I got the same thing. You're getting some oxidation on the a little what do you call it? The index type stuff. No, the dial looks amazing. The dial is amazing. Oh, it's in great condition. Shit. This thing is like mint.
It's in phenomenal condition. And part of the reason I sent it in for service is you look at this.
Why do you send all your watches for service? Everything you're sending it, you're too much servicing. You're too much over servicing.
No. So this one also didn't pass the
waterproof.
It didn't pass the waterproof test. And then the other thing is, if you notice, this screw is not aligned properly. So I sent it in to fix to get it essentially waterproofed, and then just make the screw aligned with the shape.
Wow. You know, the mark, the hands, the blued hands, that's amazing. It really, with the gold, it really is. It's an amazing dial. Shit. I would have bought. Yeah, shit. You're lucky I didn't see this. I might have been a bidder.
This one I got for a great deal. Actually, when I took it to the AP boutique in Beverly Hills, there was some guy who was sitting there, and he was offering me like more than $15K over what I paid for it. So this is another one I won at auction. This is another gift for my wife, but this is one of
the integrated bracelet.
It's a beautiful bracelet.
It's got a Clou de Paris. Is that a Clou de Paris?
Yeah. So
is that Patek? Is that Vax? Who is that?
It's a Patek.
Patek. Okay. Wow. Okay.
So it's a cool looking watch. So those are some of the. I'm trying to think what else.
Wow.
I think those are mostly. I think that's pretty much everything.
No, I gotta tell you, I never saw this. The owl. I didn't see that dial. I remember you told me about it. But maybe you sent me, but the dial looks amazing. That gilt dial. I wouldn't call it even. I would call it like a gilt dial, basically.
Yeah. So I'll show you one, because that was a professional picture. Let me show you this one. I think this is. So you can see, right, the play of the light.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, anyways, so that one is, yeah. So I had talked to you about it, but yeah, I don't think I had shown it to you until now. But yeah,
wow.
It's champagne. I also have, like, I'm sort of iffy on the, champagne dial, but this one, it really works well. I think you're right. It probably is a better description of it.
No, it's a great dial. No, I'm saying like the collection, like you've got again, like. I was saying this. I didn't even see these watches, but like your collection has gone from kind of like okay, Patek, Calatrava. You get the Daytona, but now it's like this is like deep. Like this is like really like very sophisticated, great. Like these are like best of breed watches. You haven't bought any shitters. You haven't made any mistakes, which is shocking. Usually people make mistakes. You haven't had any duds. I mean, maybe that Vacheron with the pearl, it's like, I don't know, it's a little, it doesn't fit the whole, it's like, it doesn't match.
I didn't get that for myself. That is a future, that's a future gift for my daughter.
Oh, okay. But
And
it's
I
a
got
men's
it
watch.
for I got it for a very, very good price, by the way.
Okay,
So
okay. I don't want to say it's not a mistake, but it's kind of like, okay, I thought if it was your club because
like
it doesn't
a
fit the whole like.
future wedding gift
Oh,
type of.
okay.
Because
Okay,
it's way too small for me.
it's small, yeah.
Yeah, because I think it probably is from like the 1950s
Yeah.
sort of thing. So
Yeah.
and she did try it. She did try it on. It looks phenomenal on her. It does not suit me. It's too small. It really is too small. 31 is too small. It's like it's 30 or 31 millimeters, but it looks phenomenal on her.
No, but it's shocking. Like you haven't bought like any duds. Like there's no like I don't know, like whatever, some rant, which is you would expect. Like I mean, I think I should I the Jacques Dro that I bought. I think that I wouldn't call it a dud, but it's like I don't know.
What
I
did
think
you
it's a
like about
mistake.
it? I like the meteorite dial. I think it's a
You
beautiful.
know, yeah, no, it's great. The problem is it's not practical because it's kind of like the Breguet thing. You have a small dial, you have two dials. The small hour hand is small up top, like whatever. Okay, you get this a lot of real estate, which actually makes sense because for the meteorite, it gives you look at the meteorite, and then you have a sub dial which also has a calendar, but it's the numbers are so small, it's hard for me to read it. It's hard for me to look up unless like if I'm wearing contacts, I can't see like up close. It's hard for me. So it's kind of like it's kind of like what it is. I needed to get the meteorite thing out of my system, and it was there, and I was like, and it just when I saw the watch, I was like, wow. It's like, and the price was good, so it's like I probably would lose a couple of grand if I sold it. I probably when I say mistake, the mistake is here. The mistake I would say mistake because I don't wear it that much. I maybe wear it, I don't know, let's call it 25 times a year, which is not a lot. So it's like, it's basically, I'm not getting my money's worth, and it's not going to increase in value. So basically, I'm not using it.
Like if you wanted to offload it, you're gonna break even basically.
No, I'm going to lose money. Probably, I'd probably lose money. I'd probably lose. I think I paid like, let's call it 15 grand maybe. If I sold it, I don't know. I might take a hit of like, who's going to buy it? There's no liquidity in the market. It could be 20 grand. It could be 10 grand. It could be, there really is there's no number. It's not like Rolex.
That's the issue with some of these really niche brands, right? There isn't enough of an enthusiast. Like there isn't enough concentration of enthusiasts. There seems to have been like, whether it was the Goldberg guys that did it with FP Journe seems to have that, but out of these really niche ones, I can't, like you had shown this what was it, it's that British watch brand, not Anders, it's like something and Son.
Yeah. We talked about it. It was it's like a Norwegian name or something, like a Danish name, something. It was a beautiful watch. But what's made by Citizen?
I saw that on your channel. I loved it, and I've been tracking it on Chrono 24.
With a big moon, with a giant moon, giant moon. Beautiful.
It's called the Perpetual Moon, and it's got the guilloche dial that's lacquered blue. It's beautiful, right? And I've been tracking a few people that have it on Chrono 24, and it's the same. It's going back to that. You were asking me about the way I think it's just kind of the discipline about it. I look at it and say, but it's got precious metals. Yes, it's a different fun brand, and they actually have some provenance, right?
Vaguely, they're like Jacques. Vaguely, it's a revival.
In the sense, like there was when the British were actually a force in making watches. Right? There was somebody doing it. And it, then they've resurrected the name or whatever. But it's a beautiful watch. But I look at it and say, okay, if I if I got sick of it and I wanted to unload it, how will it be easy to do it? I don't see like there's an enthusiast community around there, right?
No. And the thing that I thought with the Jacques Drouot, part of my thesis was okay, because they're very big in Asia or China, because Jacques Drouot originally in the 1700s, that was their big mark. And the Chinese, it's a whole thing. Like Russians love Breguet. It's one of those tie-ins, the cultural tie-ins. And I thought, okay, this is like 2 years ago. I thought, okay, China, the market's going to come back. Their economy is going to come back after COVID, and so at least I'm going to have potential demand because of the Chinese economy is going to take off. And I don't think that's quite worked out, unless maybe they get rid of the new guy. Who's the running guy? Xi Jinping, whatever. Supposedly he's like in a not even running the country. I think they're deposing him. Like there's a whole coup going on. Arnold and Son.
Yes, Arnold and Son. Yeah, and that one in particular is a beautiful, beautiful watch.
Amazing watch.
I've had a chance to try on. It looks just fabulous on the wrist. So I was very tempted even then, but I think the guy was not willing to. I think he was not willing to go any lower than 15K, and it just struck me as and at like. If it were like 10 or 12K, I would have probably jumped at it.
Yeah. But I think with these type of watches,
15K, it would be like if I wanted to unload it, I probably wouldn't get more than 10 or 12K, basically.
Yeah, I think this is the thing. I think with like these Arnolds and Jacques Drouot, whatever it is, it's basically you basically have to steal the watch. You can't even pay a normal price, because the only way you'll get out of it is by also selling it at liquidation at a fire. That's the only way. It's going to be, you got to buy fire, because there's no liquidity to it. There's nobody knows about it, and nobody ever will. I don't think Jacques Drouot will take off. I think they're doing a rebrand, whatever. And the Chinese, the thing I like about it, because there's the whole Chinese thing with the eights, the whole 8 stuff. But again, it's going to be, anyways.
Because I did these like this this AP I showed you with the gilt dial and the other Patek, and so I got those. I won those at Christie's a Hong Kong auction, and at that point the dollar was pretty strong. I mean, it's still strong, but it was stronger. So basically the stars aligned. But you could sense there seems to be desperation in the China market. Basically, mainland China.
I think it's coming back. I think we've seen the bottom. I think actually we've seen the bottom. And if China probably, and in general, I think the market is it's getting dark here. I don't have lights on. I gotta get going in a little bit. But so Duke, I want to wrap. We're gonna do another episode, but I want to kind of end on this one. What's next, basically? Do you have things right now that are in your on the watch list? What's on the?
Yeah, so I actually have made a written down list of Pateks, and now I'm going to, because I moved really quickly, so now I've got to kind of force myself to slow down and then just be a lot pickier, because even now, I think there was one auction. By the way, I don't know if you in Icon. I've found really good deals on those. I don't know what they're doing, but now with
Euro,
because I bid on it, and then they sent me email said, okay, well, we're gonna withhold this and we're gonna withhold that because and I was like, okay, yeah, so it's almost like it's gonna add more, almost 50% on top of, so forget it, right? So I'm not gonna do that. So I'm gonna slow down and just see how this kind of stuff nets out. The other thing I'm thinking of is taking a trip to Japan, to Hong Kong, and then checking out the local markets and seeing if there's anything interesting there that I can do in person. So I'm slowing down, but I'm gonna now sort of focus on some of the Pateks, and I do have a list of some of those. Like one of them in particular, I'm looking at. Let me just. I think I had this book.
Well, you got a new one, Rich. You got the chronograph perpetual.
I did. That's right. That's right.
You took the boutique journey. Were they happy to see you? You first met them. You first got a Calatrava, then you come back and you get a perpetual chronograph. And that's like, were they happy?
Well, they were pitching me really high-end watches, which I wasn't prepared to spend that kind of money on. But the 5270 was a great and so what they tell me, we'll see. What they tell me now is that I am going to be allocated like Aquanaut Nautilus at retail. So if I can do that, I think I will go down that route, because the retail is, I don't think I still have to think about it. I haven't been offered, so that one maybe, because those will definitely be in the money, and I think they're gonna be in the money for quite some time. I mean, I don't see, unless you disagree, I don't see like, okay, they're flying high here. I don't think that they're gonna. What is it? Mean reversion. I don't think it's gonna go.
Mean reversion
away. Yeah, there's just too much interest in it worldwide now.
No. The what do you call it? You wouldn't get a steel one though, would you? Not a steel.
No. Only precious metals. So that's like the one rule I'm not going to break. Only precious metal.
And it's funny. They have some good deals. I think they're the Nautilus, that rose gold. What is it? The 50. It's got the calendar. Great looking watch.
Yep.
And then of course the perpetual. The 5740, which is amazing.
Oh. That's one of the ones on my list. The other ones I would say there's the, what is it, the 5035, that's more like a neo vintage, that's an annual calendar. Some of them I've got, some of them, to your point, some of them are a little odd, so I'm going through those. Maybe I'll make, but I'm not kind of pulling back and gonna be, not that I wasn't selected before, but I'm gonna even be more selective going forward.
Okay. That's interesting. No, that's amazing. It's amazing. No, the collection is amazing. All right, so this is the future is more focused, deeper into Patek. Vintage. Listen, it'll evolve. However, it'll evolve. It's like it's not.
I'm thinking vintage, neo vintage. We'll see, because that's where I'm currently focusing on, but let's see how it goes.
Yeah, excellent. Okay, all right, Duke. Always great to have you on the channel. We're going to thank our show sponsors.
I really want to thank you. You've tremendous shout out to you and your channel. I have learned. I'm living proof. I've learned a lot.
This is it right there.
No, in all seriousness. So I think a tremendous amount of credit goes to you. I think I've learned a lot. Continue to learn a lot.
Thank you. I appreciate it. It's very, very, very gracious of you. So our show sponsors, watch your timing. This guy chose a very cool collection. Did you see? We did a review of his. He's got some cool watches. He has what do you call it? I think also a Royal Oak, not an owl. He's got the other one. He's got the annual calendar.
Ooh.
It's got the. I think that's what he has. He's got, I think, in gold, if I remember. We have a review. That's the guy with the sneakers. He's a sneaker guy.
Okay, cool.
It's in the live. I think the video didn't. We weren't able to get the. It's an old live stream. It's a live stream.
I think I remember seeing that, and for either I missed it or for whatever reason he wasn't able to show it live. But yeah, that's a very cool watch. Very cool.
So we got YouTube Nutzer became a member. We got Baron Van Noob from Amsterdam, 7 months membership and a major donation. Of course, the Green Rush, $20 super chat. Two $20 super chats, and what we really appreciate is the Spite chats. The Spite chat, 1999 Spite chat from Pavel is the equivalent of $1,000 super chat. So that is, any spite chats are always highly welcome on this channel, so that we're gonna ring the gong. Oh, we got Baron Red in the house. We're gonna ring the gong. Hang on a second. We're gonna ring the gong.
All
right,
Colonel.
Duke. We'll catch up
Pleasure.
later on.
Enjoy your stew. Enjoy your weekend. And
Fantastic.
thank you again.
We'll see everybody. Thank you, guys.
Take care.